final is underway. Harding stands underneath the ball. Barnes there with him. Barnes trying to get a second hammer at it. It's not effective. Wilson through, but without the football. Matera wants an early touch, and he's going to get it from 52 metres. Matera's long kick in towards goal is across the face. But it's the first score of the day, and it goes to the West Coast Eagles. Kicked by the danger man, Peter Matera.
Michael Brennan starting the forward line too, Sandy. Normally a defender.
Barnes had a marvellous preliminary final. Darcy comes straight down the middle. Over the 50-metre line. Harding doing some jostling. Illegal. Barnes will take it. There was holding on. Again, a lot will be expected of this young man. An Essendon reject. He kicks to centre wing. Out comes McKenna. Gets a fist to it. Pushes wide towards the wing, then follows it up. Well trapped by Merriman. Off to Bairstow. A chance for the Cats to go to the half-forward line. Bruns having to do the work from behind. Can't get an effective spoil. Riccardi and Ablett both there too. Riccardi is claimed. It spills free to Scott. Under pressure is Robert Scott. Still going. Now the ball spills free. Jakovic, a high hand pass, but straight to Merriman. His aerial work is not good. Waterman's kick is short. Mainwaring goes off the ground to Langdon. A cryer ball, and the advantage is paid as Bairstow drifts to the 50-metre line. Stoneham can go off from 52 metres. Stoneham towards goal. Like Matera, he pulls it badly in towards the pocket, and it is taken over the line by Worsfold to throw him in Geelong's left forward pocket.
An eagle is down. Ablett collected him. That's Pike. Boundary throw in. Rugged start. Stoneham. Hurried kick. Back towards the injured player. They'll have to stop the game here.
Well, Peter Carey's still calling for the ball to be thrown in, Dennis, which is very strange. It's dangerous there at the moment.
Very dangerous. Throw in. Stoneham in front. Riccardi dragged off the kick. Down he goes. And a whistle.
Stretcher
they need the
out
stretcher. Yes, for Pike. He collided with Ablett behind Worsfold, who was playing the ball close to the boundary line. Pike valiantly trying to get to his feet now, but he's very groggy.
See this again. And he's copping one on the chin there, Pike.
So play is stopped, and the players on very short fuses at the moment. At least Pike is moving. He wants to play on.
Yes, and still Langdon and Rogers behind play go at it.
So a sorry start to Don Pike's grand final. And the plans of the West Coast Eagles thrown asunder.
Chris Lewis, Dennis, is the player to come on to replace him.
And the crowd at fever pitch. Lewis goes onto the forward line. Evans is going down into defence. Don Pike. So play to restart. Michael Malthouse with his problems. And listen to that buzz around the ground. Malcolm Blight, as always, composed. Well, speaks for itself. So bounce. What happens next? Stoneham gets it down. Poole didn't have it. He'll get the free kick. Trevor Poole, only about 30 metres from goal. Almost predictable. The umpires would pay a free almost immediately.
Yes, and his experience too is a welcome addition to this side. Trevor Poole, very mobile player.
Former best and fairest with Richmond. Will this be the first goal of the grand final? Poole, deliberately. It's good. Geelong lead by 5 points.
Yes, and we've seen the emergency umpire there. He's been out there for the last 3 or 4 minutes with Langdon and Rogers. As we just see his free kick once more. Kemp tackling a little high, and also Poole without the football. And Poole finished off well.
£5 points the margin. favouring the Cats. Merriman sends them down towards half forward once again. Riccardi is there. Ablett does the scouting. Scott can't get clear. Stoneham can if it sits. Stoneham towards goal with the left foot. There's another one. A big start by the Cats.
It doesn't look well too. Some players can get on the ground in these grand finals and legs get very heavy very quickly through nerves and adrenaline. But Barry Stoneham, as he was standing in the race, waiting to come onto the ground, he looked very keen, very keyed up. By gee, moved well then. Just watch the way he just controls his football and his pace, superb and well executed.
What a dramatic start to the 92 grand final. Pike on the sideline, but back in the middle, and Barnes wins a mighty thump down towards half forward. Evans is there and he's collected by Ablett. Down they both go, but he's okay. Jakovic picks up the football, swings it round his body towards centre wing. McKenna took the chance, got a bad bounce. Hocking ran into one too high, and Gary Hocking will take a free kick at centre wing as Gary Ablett and Carl Langdon.
Yes, Langdon ran right down from half forward to try and remonstrate with Ablett, but he should just concentrate on the footy.
Hocking goes short. Bairstow, awkward one. Brennan did well. Wilson, here's a chance. Sumich, the only man on. If it stays in, it runs away from him. Out of bounds. Well, he was 30 metres in the clear, Peter Sumich. Boundary throw in. A shake of the head from the star full forward. Brennan and Barnes now. Langdon had it, then lost it. Mansfield dragged down and a ball up. Well, today's game really a remarkable mixture. A Victorian coaching the Eagles, a South Australian coaching Geelong, captained by a West Australian. Here's Kemp, hard against the boundary line, pulls it back. How will it bounce? Mansfield in front, knocks it down. Lewis has an opportunity, snaps, smothered brilliantly off the boot. It ricochets up towards centre half back. Evans. Oh, there was a raised elbow in there. Nothing doing. They're going in solidly, and a whistle.
Umpires have to be careful. They've got to control it. Great smother on the shot at goal by McGrath too. Put his hands up perfectly.
Oh.
Brennan wins it. Langdon through. The left foot by Carl Langdon is away to the left.
Right on.
In a pressure cooker situation right from the word go, but that's natural. Lewis is onto the ground, replacing the one injured player to date who is off, Pike. And the margin is 10 points. McGrath takes it on half-back. Brennan's the man on the mark. McGrath is centre wing. Stoneham the target. With him is Jakovic. And Gary Hocking and Guy McKenna both see it over the line on centre wing.
And with Pike going off, having picked up Hocking to start with, McKenna now has that job.
Barnes jostling for front spot and gets it. Langdon comes up over the top. Merriman pushes towards the boundary line. He should get a free kick. No, not to be. But he might have got one for in the back. Ross. And Don Pike was considerably better than just a few minutes ago, which is good news. Evans through strongly to Dean Kemp, who's had a good season. Kemp pulls it in towards the pocket. It's not a good kick. Sumich again trying to soccer off the ground. This time only succeeds in putting it out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Eagles.
Perhaps a little Sumich conscious there too. Kemp, he could have gone shorter to Hetty, who was more directly in front of goal.
The umpires this afternoon, Peter Curie and Dennis Rich, both umpiring their second league grand final. Barnes, well done. Hinkley didn't have it. Close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Kemp getting a little help from Hinkley. It'll be thrown in. Glorious day here in Melbourne. What breeze there is going with Geelong. Barnes tries to hook it back. Rogers has got it. Wilson has got him. Down he goes. Play goes on. Langdon misses to the near side. But he's busy and aggressive. Good signs around the boundary. Don Pike
Certainly seems to have his faculties back, which is good news.
Cats by 9 points. Darcy to the outer side. Barnes is the target. Harding over the top. Main wearing the opportunity. 45 metres out. Kicks. And he's missed.
Chances going begging at the moment for the Eagles. 4 behinds on the board. Darcy again, finding McGrath. Goes across the other side of the ground somewhat dangerously. Waring couldn't take it. Heady might get a free kick for a push. He will.
Yes, Neville Brunt's knew straight away, saying that he'd done the wrong thing there. He's very keen to pick up Heady with Waring, his immediate opponent, just spilling that mark. Yeah, a definite free kick.
An extraordinary ploy by McGrath.
Yes, and now looks as if Pike is coming back onto the ground. Lewis coming off.
Well, that's good news for Don Pike. Great recovery, but the action at the moment is with Heady. From 45 metres, he too has missed this time to the right. And yet another behind. But the Eagles doing the bulk of the attacking.
Yes, and you're right there with McGrath's kick. Just you've got to play percentages in these games. You've got to come defensively, not across goals.
Ken Hinkley this time brings it back into play. Two's had a marvellous year, finishing 3rd in the Brownlow. Couch does the scouting. Kicks towards centre wing and Robert Scott. Trapped it beautifully. Gives it across to Simpson, who can't shrug the tackle. It was a good one. It might sit for Bairstow. No, it won't. Matera, but he's going to get the free kick. It'll come back to Bairstow. Peter Matera was away.
Yeah, he's just needed a small nudge there. His momentum was carrying him forward anyway, but it's one of those line ball decisions.
So the captain, he's kicked 36 goals and 32 behinds for the year. But he hasn't added to that.
He's just got a bit too close on the man on the mark there. Try to pull it up quickly to get over the player there and miskicked.
So it'll be Jakovic to bring it back into play. Heads towards Harding. Flicked over the back. Pike. Back in business. Turley does the shepherding. He wants Langdon. Rogers forgot about the ball for a moment. It opened a path for McGrath, who kicks towards Barnes. Over the top he comes. Plays on well. He's carrying on his good form. To half forward. Ablett is there. Stoneham is there. Waring is there. Waring heads for the boundary line. And we'll have a throw-in, says Peter Carey, officiating in his 2nd grand final.
The Cats lead by 7 points. Just under 16 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Stoneham gets it down. Waring is grabbed. This is Scott. Strong tackle by Worsfold. Riccardi. Great goal.
Again, it's the Eagles getting away. Heady on to Langdon. He loses it. And now it's with Dean Kemp. Still outside 50. A gentle chip in towards Sumich. Can't take it with the one hand. Down towards Couch. Evans had an airy. McGrath. Cool in defence. Comes to half back. Pike used the body nicely. Has front spot. Trying to clear a path for Matera. He'll get a free kick.
He's being paid for a trip there by umpire Carey.
Considered by many to be the danger player along with Peter Sumich. Handball was meant for Hocking. It went to McKenna. Langdon now. Paddling it along in front, but only as far as Bairstow. Couch tries to find some room. He can't. It goes straight to Kemp. Now Pike. Back to Matera. A little flick to the 50-metre line. Turley couldn't take the mark. Rogers leaves it for Couch. He's got Hocking, and the Cats are out of trouble.
Hocking down towards half forward. Worsfold and Ablett close to the boundary line. Ablett the better recovery. Tries to go off the ground. Stoneham legged. But a free kick earlier. I think it'll come back to Ablett.
Yes, quite right, Dennis. Yeah, Worsfold just a little bit heavy on him after the ball had gone free.
Gary Ablett. Left half forward. Massive spiral. Bending back. Back they go. McIntosh. Marvellous mark. Outstanding performance by McIntosh. Goes in short to the pocket. Waring runs up to the defensive 50. This is McKenna. Touches it down once. Probing kick towards half forward. Heady and Hinkley. The defender comes over the top and gets it out of bounds. Ken Hinkley, who turns 26 next Wednesday, one of 2 Cats to play every game this season. The other, Tim McGrath. Watch this again. Boundary throw in. Pike. Merriman knocked it away. Poole looking for a kick. Kemp's got him. Slapped out by Poole. Scott's over the ball. Does nicely. Pulls it back towards half forward. It's on the ground to Bairstow. Bairstow through half forward to the pocket. Riccardi again.
Well played, Trevor Poole on half back flanking. Just one of the footballers surrounded by Eagles. Got the ball amongst the feet and got it out to his teammate. Well done, Trevor Poole. Now it's a shot at goal.
And Riccardi, a natural left footer, is a chance from here. Already has one. Very talented young player, this man. Riccardi from 40 metres out. Looks good. Hit the post halfway up. Bad luck for the Cats. It increases their lead, though, to 14 points.
5 scoring shots to 4 in favour of the Eagles. McKenna goes wide to the run of Kemp. Dean Kemp from half-back looks towards Langdon. Used the body nicely to get rid of McGrath, but the ball spills over the line with Stoneham. And we'll have a throw-in on centre wing.
Tim McGrath doing very well too across half-back, just attacking the football, leaving his man.
Barnes front spot. Harding at the back wins it, but straight to Merriman. Goes over the top to Hinkley. He can rebound here. Hinkley's down behind play. Wilson ran into him. He's up and okay home. Simpson stabs towards Ablett. The Cats looking dangerous. It's on behind play. Wilson. As Geelong goes surging forward towards Brownless. Still going. Players stopped momentarily. Couch a clever tap to Hocking. Hocking from 20 metres goes bang and misses. Oh, it's fiery out there. On the ball and off the ball.
Yes, so unnecessary too by Peter Wilson. Nothing gained whatsoever. And then the same thing from Stoneham.
15 points the margin. The behind being the result. Matera couldn't quite complete the mark. Well, he's clever the way he pushes the ball along in front, but he loses it. I thought for a moment to Scott, and now Bruns has given away the free kick.
Yeah, too high, Sandy.
Lamb will have to come back and kick over the mark.
Still to come back.
Yeah, he's got to go right back. The umpire, Dennis, which they're quite correct.
Dwayne Lamb, forward of half-back. Through the wing towards half-forward. Strong mark in front, Brennan. He's on the wing now. Michael Brennan, high kick, inside the attacking 50. Darcy, down he goes. That was a good mark.
And again, the back line there of Geelong just backing themselves. I mentioned McGrath on a similar thing earlier on a couple of occasions. And now Rogers, Darcy, I should say, leaving Sumich, did the right thing, attacked the footy.
Darcy. Member side with a kick. High towards the wing. Stoneham almost the mark. It falls behind. Harding had it in front, lost it. This is Jakovic across his body down to half forward. Langdon. Great attempt to mark. Goes back and finds the ball on the ground. Rogers gets the hand pass out. Well done. Merriman. Too much on it though for Bairstow. Main wearing. Merriman did well to come back. Over the ball down there now is Pike. Was he taken high? No. It'll be a ball up. Down towards centre half forward for the West Coast Eagles. Ferocious stuff in the grand final.
Five behinds. The Eagles 3-2. The Cats as Barnes wins it, but straight to the run of Matera from 55. He sets sail for home with a mighty kick. What a goal. He's one of the players of the year.
Yes, and does he kick those so very well? A few players can kick the ball as well on the run as Peter Matera. That's certainly what they need, as we see now. Evans coming off, Lewis coming on, and Chris Mainwaring in that clash with the foot there of Merriman. Shin at the moment just looking a little sore.
So that first goal could fire up the Eagles. It's taken some considerable time. Back in the middle once again. Jakovic. His kick is smothered by Merriman, who's been in the thick of things. Out wide towards Mainwaring. That was the play he just clashed with. And he gets caught. It spills free to Heady. He's still outside 50. Onto the left boot. It's not an effective kick. And Geelong through Mansfield to come away towards centre wing. The mark taken by Stoneham. He's got a bit of room. To half forward. Ablett is the target. Can't complete it. With him is Hocking. Also Brownless. Brownless gets up, gets caught. He does get the hand pass away. Not effective, however. Stoneham marks between centre and half forward. He will again kick the Cats into attack.
He's getting right away from Djakovic, too mobile at the moment.
Barry Stoneham. Inside 50 he goes. Oh, there were a couple of big flyers. Barnes and Brownless both flew. Pull just outside 50. Claimed by Kemp. Does well to maintain control. Now Ablett. What can he do? Off to Hocking. Shrugs the tackle, Buddha Hocking. Kicks for goal. But shaves the post.
It's a couple now, isn't it?
Second poster. Yes. 3-3. Goes 1-5.
Doesn't make a difference too to Geelong when Stoneham fires at centre half forward. When he had to go back to full back the second semi-final, they had no one to kick to across that half forward line. He's just such a very good player.
The Cats lead by 10 points, but very even. The Eagles getting plenty of the ball. And some of their key players getting plenty of touches. Waterman, shocking kick towards the outer side. Stoneham flies over the top, interferes with Djakovic, who'll get the free. Clock is running down, just over 8 minutes till quarter time. Hectic affair so far, as you'd expect. The stakes are high this afternoon. There is no second chance. Djakovic, Langdon on the lead. McGrath with him. Runs free behind McGrath, who played so well in the second semi. A hot one to Mansfield. Great evasion. Down towards half forward. Riccardi was held. No free kick. Does brilliantly. This is Couch. Storming to half forward. He'll kick this. Paul Couch. It's bending back. Not enough. And bounces through for a minor score.
Great play there from Mansfield on the wing. Just saw Langdon coming. Just ducked out at the crucial time. Fed the ball out well. It's a shame that Couch didn't finish off.
McKenna again. This first quarter going in waves. Every few minutes it's the Eagles doing all the attacking, then it's the Cats. McKenna unsure, finally goes short to Waterman. Still tucked in the back pocket. As time ticks away in this first quarter, Waterman to the Matera magic. Off he goes. He doesn't worry about the mark or where it should be. He just gets straight on with the business to Turley. Over the head of Langdon, though, not a good kick. And McGrath takes an easy mark. He's got Barnes short if he wants him on centre wing. Question is asked of Wilson to get back on the mark as Barnes kicks towards Couch. Shepherding by Poole allows him to take the mark. The Cats again in control as they go towards half forward. Bairstow lost sight of it. Riccardi in towards full forward and Hock. Tight angle. Plays on.
Oh.
Kick is a shocker. Brownless may get there first. He does. And he shrugs the tackle. Big Billy from 55.
Well
goes
done.
short cleverly to Browns.
Yes, he thought about having a long shot, Sandy, but just did the right thing. Perhaps just a shade too far out and under a bit of pressure. They're just using the ball a little better by foot, Geelong, at the moment. A few more runners.
Well, what a fortnight this veteran has had, playing in his 223rd game. He looked gone 2 weeks ago through injury, and now he's kicked the goal.
Out wide nicely. Mainwaring inside half forward, surrounded by Cats. Mansfield in the grasp. Now Darcy in traffic. Off the ball, Lewis cannoned into Darcy. Meantime, McGrath did well. Mansfield comes away, boots it back to midfield. Djakovic is up, takes the mark. 4-4 to 1-5. 5.5 minutes till quarter time. Geelong favoured by the breeze. Djakovic to half forward. They're getting distance in both directions. Sumic inside the 50. Peter Sumic, the star in the second semi-final when he kicked 8 goals. 76 for the season. In fact, both the full forwards starting today with 76.
76-45, in fact. Little stat there, a little bit of a coincidence. And that'll give Sumic great heart, that mark. If he finishes off, just what he needs.
And the Eagles too. Sumic. Very important kick, this one. Looks good. It's a beauty. Big, deep breath from Peter Sumich. 2-5 plays 4-4.
Yes, when you're such a crucial player, and the key posse is he is there at full forward and relied upon so much to kick the goals, even with Brett Heady coming back into the side. Heady's still looking a little out of touch. Another occasion, Darcy just couldn't get there. And definitely what they needed, that steadying goal. They concentrate on the football now, they get themselves back in the game.
Only 11 points the margin. Barnes wins it from the centre. Jakovic cuts it off across half-back and drifts back in towards his own attacking zone, but only as far as Ken Hinkley. Proppy hand pass for McGrath. Danger there. Bairstow in the centre. Runs into trouble. Hocking trying to get clear. Could have been held. And eventually Dennis Rich comes in and says, I'll take charge.
Looks like Michael Brennan's coming off the ground for Mitchell White.
Merriman over his body. Jakovic could have interfered. It's opened the door for Stoneham. He misses badly to the left.
And could have given a handball over the top to Bruns too, who had a better shot in front of Mainwaring. Yes, it is Brennan coming off, as you see there, and Mitchell White to go up in the forward line, picked up by Rogers.
The umpire was waving.
So back to McIntosh. There's no doubt getting plenty of advice there at the moment, and would just be wishing that the football would be relayed back to him.
Now, who would change their selections at this stage? You're Geelong, aren't you, Sandy?
Yes. Geelong. And McIntosh to Waterman on the outer side. Waterman towards centre wing. Turley's the target. Sneaking away from Couch. Or has he? Yes, he gets his kick well. Heady was one flyer. Ken Hinkley was another. Well, we know Hinkley can do that.
It's going to come back because there was interference on the shoulders there.
Simpson's football. Over centre wing. Robert Scott had front spot. Couch now a chance. He's on the left foot. Stabs it in towards Ablett at half forward. But Waterman nipping in front of Ablett and also Riccardi to take a timely mark and hold up the Cats once more.
Worsfold boots it towards the wing. Bairstow was held. He marked it in any case. Now the crowd 150.
Did that very well, Mark Bairstow, on that occasion. He got in front, used his body well on Matera.
Ablett on the lead. Worsfold in close attendance. Ablett has it on the boundary line. No magic this time. Out of bounds on the full.
He did the right thing. He settled, took a couple of settling steps. Could have even, in fact, gone around an extra step to the right and had a kick with his right foot.
McIntosh. Back to half-back and Barnes. Thought he marked it. Wasn't paid. Harding goes for the boundary. And succeeds.
Yes, the intelligent option there. He couldn't see who was around, so just straight to the boundary line. Defensive thing to do.
Just over 2 minutes till quarter time. And the Cats lead by 12 points. Harding in front. Directs it down nicely to Kemp. Kemp runs away from half-back. Boots it down towards half-forward. The players have settled down now. Here's Heady. Tries to hack it out of mid-air and missed. Mansfield over the ball. Paddles it back. Well played. Hinckley, so resolute in defence. Kept his composure. Bairstow. Now Simpson. Simpson a high kick towards half-forward. Here comes Ablett. Up he goes. Bounces off his chest. Merriman. Probing kick down towards full forward. The Eagles get back in strength, but it falls to Riccardi. He can't pick it up. Riccardi's in trouble now. Gets to his feet. Over the top to Brownless. Goal.
Brownless coming at a very critical stage. Just over 1 minute remaining as Malcolm Blight, sensing it's almost quarter time, makes his way down to ground level. But it's a 3-goal margin now. Still very early on. But I'm sure the West Coast won't want another one ripped down there into that Geelong forward zone in this final minute of this first quarter. Bad bounce for both. Harding is able to slap it back. He may get another chance. No, it's Jakovic to half forward. Their time for the Eagles. Simpson dropped what perhaps he should have taken. Bottles it up across that half back line. And a bounce will be the result. one of the great sporting sights here at the MCG, and you're seeing it all at the moment. Mitchell White has come off the bench. What can he do with his left foot snap? Out of bounds on the full. Tim Darcy. Like a couple of Geelong players, has made a fine comeback into the senior ranks. Barnes over the top of Harding, but Harding gets it out to White, off to Chris Mainwaring, who went over the line. Inside the last 20 seconds now. One would think only the Eagles could score from here, and here's their opportunity. Peter Matera, kick one. He's only 35 metres out, but he's away to the right badly. There is an opportunity going begging.
Geez, a sharp handball from Mitchell White too, but it wasn't finished off.
On the siren, Roscoe, at quarter time. Geelong leads 5-5, 35. The Eagles 2-6, 18. The Eagles going with the breeze. The bounce is good for Barnes, who hammers it towards the half-forward line. Scott gives it another belt down towards the 50-metre line, but only as far as Worsfold. The skipper towards centre wing. Matera couldn't get clear. Bairstow shrugged 2 tackles. Did well. Great defensive play.
Yeah, it's just that slight fumble there, and Bairstow capitalised very well. It's interesting too that Malthouse has kept Matera on the same wing in the second quarter with Mainwaring the other side.
On centre wing. Harding doing it from the back. Couch caught. Had him either side, he was going nowhere. Harding and Barnes again. One by the former. Pushed down, looking for Turley, who tried to sock off the ground initially, and eventually it ricochets over the line.
Just interesting to hear what Tim said about Brett Heady. I agree with that. I'd give him another 5 minutes in this quarter, and if he can't quite get his game going, I'd be inclined to take him off.
Harding again. Matera belts it further forward. It may sit for Turley, but he's not quick enough. Rogers is there, and Turley sees it over the line.
Bright sunny day here at the MCG. Tossed in down at left half forward to the West Coast Eagles. Wilson hand passes it forward. Kemp off the ground. He's on the 50. Dean Kemp pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Coming up to meet it is Darcy. In from the side, Lamb. Now Poole. Bairstow across half back. They run it out. Darcy to Simpson. Great football by Geelong. And Simpson's away up through the middle. Stoneham comes up looking to pick off Sumich, but the kick a bad one. Simpson gets it away. McKenna had it. The hand pass comes out from Worsfold to Jakovic. Rebound opportunity now for the West Coast Eagles. Jakovic up towards the wing. Kemp. Poole backed himself well against the ball. Down goes Couch. In goes Scott. Dragged to the ground. Bairstow. Hurried kick down towards half forward. Ablett works his way in front of. Brilliant mark. Body to body with Worsfold, and then fell away at the last moment to mark it on his chest.
What can you do but applaud?
Here's the champ then. Just outside the 50. Launches one. Magnificent.
And a terrific build-up there by Geelong too from that half-back line. They ran it so very well, using their skipper. Also Simpson. Whilst the kick wasn't so good from Simpson, it's now the resulting kick to Ablett. What a fantastic mark. Worsfold couldn't do much about that at all.
This time he is too far out. Bairstow saying go for home. Well, he does. Oh, with a magnificent kick. Oh, the mark's been taken by Brownless. What a start to the second quarter, and an ominous opening for the Eagles. Brownless has won to date. Tight angle, but only 20 metres out. And he misses.
There's 1-all to McIntosh and Brownless on those marking duels. Just took his eyes off the ball for a while there, Brownless, but then the right time just bustled McIntosh out of the way. McIntosh not his eyes on the football.
4 goals, the margin. Kemp, an uncustomary fumble, but recovers nicely across half-back. Drifts it in towards the centre for the run of Langdon. Clever hand pass back to Lamb. Now the Eagles surge down towards their forward line. Mansfield chanced his arm. Missed it. Lewis couldn't take it. Heady there. Still on. At the bottom is Hinkley. Heady asked the question. So too does Langdon and Waterman.
It's interesting, Sandy, the area where most people think Geelong are deficient, their defence, they've been very, very good today. They've been very much one-on-one. They've stuck to their task and they've run the ball out very well.
Margin 24 points. Harding gets it down. Mansfield swings it out wide. Lamb does brilliantly. Waring just outside the 50 to the pocket. Waterman, the left footer. Hard against the boundary line, but not a bad spot for him. Normally a pretty good kick. It'll take one from here. Interesting on the forward line, a couple of times now the West Coast Eagles duplicating leads. Players going together. The entire half forward line in the first term led at one stage, the same spot. And on that last sortie forward, Sumich and White did the same thing. Here's Waterman. Important kick, this one. No good. Out of bounds on the full. He misses to the close side.
Yes, and with Matera and Waterman, probably the 2 best kicks in the side in terms of accuracy. Both just not doing so well in the early part of the game.
Hinkley. What a wonderful season he's had. Goes in short. Darcy. Awkward now. Darcy in trouble. And it's out of bounds. Untidy by the Cats. Marvellous sight. A great southern stand. Looking great this afternoon. Barnes. Opposed to Langdon. Kemp. They battle after the ball out there. Hinkley gains about 5 metres. Evans on his knees. At close quarters to Langdon. Across it comes to Waterman. Out of bounds on the full again.
It's Waterman having a rough trot in that area. McGrath. Unlike Hinkley goes long. Twisted down in front to Langdon. Pulled to the ground as he got his kick. Hinkley couldn't take the mark. Darcy tried to storm through. Wilson in strongly. Simpson in over the top. And eventually a bounce. But the West Coast Eagles started this second quarter at 2-6. They are still 2-6 with under 19 minutes remaining. Langdon again tries to pluck it out of the air and charge his way through. Could have almost lost it. McGrath leaves it for his smaller teammate. Scott, what sort of a bounce? Not a good one. It wasn't good for Harding. Paul Couch shows why he won a Brownlow. Floating kick towards Hocking. Couldn't take the mark. McKenna recovers nicely. Over the top to Lamb. And Dwayne Lamb steadies in defence. Finds Turley on the outer wing. Thought about going on with it. Now has to, and he's lost it.
Yes, and well done, Paul Couch. He kept his eye on Turley's body and not the ball, and wasn't deceived by the ball.
Quickly on to Bruns, who wants Stoneham. With him is Jakovic. The pair still going, and together they see it over the line. They throw in on the outer side.
Just under 18 minutes till half-time. Jakovic and Stoneham. Stoneham reaches over the top and gets it down. This is Scott close to the boundary line. Down towards the attacking 50. Well, they collide there. 4 bodies. Lamb back towards the wing. It's tough. Off hands, out of bounds. They're playing for keeps. Ablett, an inspirational goal in this term. Jakovic and Stoneham again. Stoneham works his way in front. Waring looking for the kick. Couch goes in after the ball. And a whistle and a bounce. Down towards left half forward for Geelong. Chris Waring. There's the time remaining. And the margin. Jakovic over his head. Poole does well. Kicks to centre half forward. How will it bounce? Ablett got an unfavourable one. McKenna did well. Matera Now Matera's away. Runs past centre. Probing kick. Back goes Darcy. Trying to go out of mid-air was Sumich. McGrath, who's been very good, does it again. McGrath breaks away and boots it back towards half-back. Barnes lumbers after it. Barnes in front of Matera. It suggests Barnes has no chance of getting away from him. Matera played it pretty well. Heady to White just outside the 50. Charged down by Rogers. Ricochets to Langdon. Meanwhile, back behind play, a bit goes on, but Langdon pulls it back to the kickoff line. Mark is spilt. Waterman snaps and misses.
Gee, it's great footy, isn't it?
They can't buy a goal, the West Coast Eagles. 2-7 to 6-6.
It's tightened up.
Great work by Barnes there too, just persisted, and even after the contest got up again and chased once more. Top stuff.
Darcy to bring it back into play. Short to Mansfield. This young man's had a pretty good final series too, as he kicks close to the man on the mark in Brett Heady. Barnes was his target. Robert Scott waits down. Oh, he's still going. And Dwayne Lamb was still going. Well done by Lamb to assist. He may finish up with the football. He does. Across to Turley. Wilson in trouble. Around his body. Geelong applying enormous pressure. White. Mansfield and Merriman at the bottom. Evans over the top. Matera somehow gets out of jail. Peter Matera, 52 metres. Pulls it back. What a magnificent kick for goal. Oh, he can fire them up.
Merriman, hurried kick towards half forward. Ablett keeps it in front. Couch colliding with him was Worsfold.
Gee whiz. I mean, surely got pushed in the back.
There'll be a bounce. If it were Bridge, Peter Matera just trumped Gary Ablett. Superb stuff. 6-6, 3-7. Harding got rid of Barnes. Couch, the hurried kick inside the attacking 50. Great mark by Hocking. In fact, it's paid as a free kick. It was held.
Yes, McKenna sticking with the task there in Hocking. They changed over quickly earlier on with Pike and McKenna. Now McKenna back there. Pike has Riccardi.
Brownless gave a token lead, then slipped away. McIntosh thought he was kidding.
So you've got to go with him every time, irrespective. Even if he jumps over the fence, you've still got to go with him.
So far, he's kicked 17 goals in this final round. A 5-6 last Saturday against the Bulldogs. That's good. Brownless gets his second. And the Cats increase their lead. 7-6 to 3-7.
Yes, they're just getting more value more quickly when they go forward, having less possessions when they go forward, and getting more value, as I say, from it. And here's the mark. In fact, it was paid, as Dennis said, for holding on early. A good finish by Brownless. Totally deceived McIntosh. Heading now into the centre for a while. Turley out to the flank.
The Geelong chart goes up as Harding and Barnes prepare to do battle in the middle again. Neither a decisive winner. Towards Rogers it goes. White slaps it over the back. Turley was there but couldn't take it. He's still in there. So too Mitchell White. It's White who comes up with the football.
It is fierce, isn't it?
My word.
Barnes wins it. It's straight to Mainwaring. His kick on the left foot goes down towards the 50-metre line. Darcy did well because he lost his balance. But he had the vision to find Simpson. He got a defensive kick away beautifully.
Now that's courage, Sandy, too, to break right away from your full-back area, attack the football, and still do the right thing, even though he fell over. It was just very well done.
Throw in again. Harding front spot. Big man claims it. Evans hustled over the line with the football.
Chris Lewis is warming up on the boundary line. I'm interested to see what the change will be.
Under 13 minutes remaining in this first half. Bairstow, who's caught, and well caught. Fierce tackle. Langdon. The lead is on. The pass is there.
Free kick. Yeah, definitely there, Sandy.
Sumich will shoot from 25 metres out.
Almost as soon as Sumich had made the lead, the holding on was there. Some see Peter Wilson, the player, to come off for Lewis. See this again. Darcy holding on the whole way. Got to be a free kick.
Sumich kicked one in the first quarter. He has 77 for the year. Set shots have sometimes let him down.
You said it, Sandy.
It's a very poor kick. They can't believe it at home. Don't worry, it's not half-time yet. But it is a bad miss, as Peter Wilson has a spell on the bench.
Yeah, Simpson certainly had the better of that duel.
Cool. Back to half-back. Barnes over the top, out of bounds. John Barnes, what a story. The star of these finals, certainly. Amazing to think he didn't play a senior game for Essendon last year. Tossed in right on the 50. Langdon. Here's Rogers. Well, not too subtle. And he pays the price.
Yeah, you really wonder, though, which way he was going to go. What else could he do?
Needed a bit more angle. A bit more theatre to sell it.
Not 90 degrees, or about 125.
Exactly. So White. Just inside the 50. Puts it up. Right across the face. Off hands. Simpson comes away. Poorly played by the Eagles, all of that. Simpson towards the outer side wing. Intelligent kick. Runs in front. Mainwaring closing. Well done, Mainwaring. This is Turley. 70 metres out. Pokes it back in the direction of Sumich. Darcy, a heavy ball, got a fist on it. Lewis now. Could have been taken high, Chris Lewis. Yes, he was. He'll get the free.
Yes, and Darcy with a bit of trouble behind play, either a corky or a whack on his knee.
That was a nasty fall.
Yes, he's called for the trainer.
Now Sumich, meantime, seizes on the moment, goes on a lead. It comes back to the hobbling Darcy. High drama in defence. Darcy gives it away. Harding, 20 metres out, has missed. What remarkable scenes at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Watch this ball.
Ken Hinkley will bring it back into play. A loping lead from Barnes as he drifts across the half-back line. Hinkley's a magnificent kick. Barnes went too early. Langdon a chance to give it away. He does. Evans can make amends, and this time he makes no mistake.
16 points. The Cats lead. Just over 10 minutes till half-time. The next goal, very important. Merriman out of the centre towards half-forward. Worsfold's in front. Harris down of it there by Ablett. The crumbs come back to Hocking, who centres the ball. A magnificent kick. Bruns, though, missed it. I think it was intended for Brownless. McIntosh over the top. Petty out of defence towards midfield. Awkward bounce for Lewis. Turley waits behind. Keeps it in front. Lays it off. White taken now by Evans, who changed his mind in mid-air. Changes his mind again. From 45 metres out, it's another goal. Well, what a big turnaround there at one end. Runs going back and missed it, and then the goal at the other.
Yes, it just shows how quickly the game can change. The ball moving from one end to the other so very, very quickly. And here Evans did the right thing. Rogers doing the right thing too, the player in the foreground, running back with Lewis, not allowing the handball over the top. And in the end, numbers counted. And Evans kicks the goal.
10 points the margin as the Eagles claw their way back. Harding wins it down towards Lewis, but taken by Bairstow. Around his body, up towards the half-forward line. Jakovic thumps it towards the line. I don't think Stoneham will get there in time. He does, but only for a moment as McGrath does the good shepherding work. Bairstow took his eye off it. Now he recovers. Pumps it towards half-forward and Riccardi again.
Good
takes
mark.
a very good mark.
Gee, it's a great mark. Bairstow giving good value too, getting the ball quickly to his boot in a lot of tight situations.
To half-forward. Robert Scott has got to beat a couple of them. He applies a good tackle. It's locked up inside 50 for the Cats. Next goal vital to both sides. With the Eagles bouncing back 2 quick ones from Tony Evans. Jakovic doing the ruck work, but straight to Ablett. Around his body. In towards Brownless. Fisted away by McIntosh. Scott is there. McIntosh does very, very well to beat a couple of them. Pike can't strike the tackle. Gets caught. A cry of ball. Goes unheeded. And the Eagles somehow are out of trouble through McKenna. Up towards centre wing. Chris Mainwaring. Close to the boundary line is Langdon. Stolen. Mansfield. Over the top comes Heady. Mainwaring. Back to Heady. He's on the outer wing. Kicks to the half-forward line. Pressure now on Geelong as the Eagles make a run. McGrath, Kemp, Langdon, Waterman. In towards half-forward. Spears. And a good mark taken by Hinkley.
Brilliant. Not only the capture, just the way he read that play. Well done.
What an enthralling passage of play as Bairstow comes away. Great mark on the outer side taken by Stoneham. 7-6, 5-8. Stoneham across the ground. Harding goes back with courage. Pulled from behind. Can't find the ball. He's outnumbered. He knocks it on superbly. Ablett now. Outside the 50. Settles. Another one. It's bending back. Just missed. This has got everything, this game at the moment.
Well done, Trevor Poole, too, in the contest, 2-on-1. Lost side of the footy, turned around very quickly. Got it again, knocked it forward, nearly a goal.
The margin, 11 points. McKenna, short. The man who comes out of defence so often with the ball. The target for the kick in is Kemp. Hard against the boundary line. High kick towards the wing. Couch needs a bounce. Whoa. Almost was bounced by Langdon. Down goes McGrath. Didn't have the ball. He must get a free kick. McGrath on the outer side. As I said earlier, has played every game this season. A rejuvenated career towards half-forward and Barnes uncontested, about 60 metres from goal.
Yes, he was free because Harding slipped over.
Pokes it up for Brownless. Ablett in from the side. It falls behind. Pike did nicely. The look-away handball and running it out is Lamb. His second bounce and a third. He storms out to half-back. He kicks to the wing. Coming up the ground is Turley. Awkward bounce in front there for Rogers. Taken by Hinkley. He was grabbed high. He'll get the free.
Just on 6 minutes remaining. Hinkley short to Rogers, who can run on. Inside 50. And Brownless was the target. He couldn't quite hold them up. A dramatic first half here in this 92 grand final, and look at the centre breaks as we head towards half-time. Ablett to Poole, in trouble, does get it away. Pike plonks his body over the ball, farming it out. Stoneham over the top. Jakovic is caught. Riccardi tries to steal it. Ablett eventually does. Kicks it high in towards full forward. McIntosh is there. Brownless trying for a miracle. Merriman is still there. McKenna does the hassling. Merriman puts boot to board and adds one behind. Well, this is what grand finals are all about. Worsfold can have a bit of a run here. To centre wing he goes. Langdon and McGrath. At the back, Waterman a chance. Now Heady's loose. Couch chasing. Heady spearing it in towards full forward. Sumich couldn't take it. Geelong defend again. Darcy appears to be on the mend. Over the top, Hocking. Eventually it sits. In towards the pocket he goes. Brownless can't take the mark. It goes over the line and a throw in Geelong's left forward pocket.
Yes, on 3 occasions now, Sandy, the forays into the forward line by the Eagles. Kicks just slightly astray and they've paid dearly for it. They've turned it over very quickly, Geelong, taking it back into their forward line.
Only 2 straight kicks in. Stoneham over the top. At the bottom is Gary Ablett, the 30-year-old champion. Still in Geelong's attacking zone. No one able to get it cleared. Trevor Poole lost a free kick because Guy McKenna had his head in his armpit. too high.
McKenna out of defence. Heady getting amongst it now. Close to the boundary line, the defensive side of right centre wing. 12 points the difference. Heady towards half forward. Fisted away down there by Geelong in defence once more. Mainwaring was the man it was intended for. White takes a long time. Turley to Harding. Interesting handball, that one. Hinkley has been very good. He's on the wing.
Oops.
Hinkley goes looking for Couch off. Brilliantly done. Mansfield outside the 50. Sets it up for Brownless. McIntosh. McIntosh could have been taken high. Brownless did brilliantly. Merriman's hand pass is astray. Stoneham still an opportunity. Chips it back towards the 50. Mansfield leads back in the race. 60 metres out from goal to Stoneham. Right on the 50. Couch. And Couch is marked about 25 metres from goal and will get a 50.
Well, the Eagles are breaking down. Heady looking for someone to kick to on half forward. There's no one there like a Stoneham that Geelong have. The ball rebounds. Stoneham, the player involved in that play up on half forward there. Chipped the ball out toward Merriman, and now we've got a shot at goal.
Couch directly in front.
In this first half, Trevor Paul is off the ground for Geelong, and Andrew Wills has taken his place. Three straight kicks the margin in this 92 grand final. Barnes sets himself up against Harding. Won by Harding. Who can win it out of the middle? Couch is set upon. Heady's come into the game. Hocking trying to. Harding a short kick. His target was Matera. Couch throws it out. Now a chance for Bairstow. Matera slow to get up behind play. Ablett trapped it well. Scott tries to get it out to him. He does. From 50 metres. He recovers. Tries to do too much and gets caught by Lamb, who loses it to Harding. Harding kicks wide to the outer side. Mansfield and a Waterman. Mansfield front spot, playing the ball along in front of him. Now gives it away to his teammate in Couch. Hocking is there. Look at the ferocity. Players as they attack that ball. And there'll be a bounce on the outer side.
Well, the umpires need to be a little careful now. Matera was taken some distance from the ball. Watch this.
And there's too much head-high stuff going. That's the umpire's responsibility to control that.
On centre wing, Rogers takes a timely, steadying mark. Still in the middle. Barnes does it casually with the one hand and looks for Brownless. Can't take the mark. McIntosh in trouble. Pushes it out wide towards White, who runs out of room. Great work by Peter Riccardi.
Great pressure. Good stuff. Barnes just proving a bit mobile at the moment for Paul Harding, just reading the play better.
Almost half-time. Stoneham from behind. Lamb going nowhere. Riccardi dashes in. Lamb to get the free kick.
Bit of jostling off the ball. Matera and Bairstow.
Wills and Kemp.
He's lost it, Matera. He's going to lose it.
That's where the ball is. It simply turns over directly to the man who was standing the mark, I fancy, or will Bairstow take the kick? And now we've got an outbreak of violence. Wills and Kemp. Bairstow and Matera. Scott's got the ball. Scott, centering kick. Down towards Brownless. McIntosh has done very well. Gets it on the ground. Well, almost. Picking up the crumbs before it hit the ground was Evans, who boots it out of bounds on the bounce on the outer side. So inside the last minute of the first half, a pulsating grand final. And the Cats, a different combination from the one we saw in the second semi. This game is now simmering as Evans boots it towards the wing. Soccering off the ground is Heady, down towards half forward, taken by Langdon. Possibly should have kicked it. White kicks inside the attacking 50. Going back is Hinkley. Sumich is surrounded by Geelong defenders. Darcy gave it away. Mainwaring running away from his own goal. In the other direction against the flow is Langdon. He pulls it back. Hinkley. Down they go. He and Turley picked up by Sumich. Sumich's snap is a good-looking one. It's bending around the post. I think it may be a goal. It is. Remarkable. He's got his second. In the dying seconds of the first half, Peter Sumich kicks an outstanding goal.
by gee, they've worked hard for the goals, but this was brilliant, really was. Should never got near the goals from there, Sumich, but he just did so very well. Hardly a look. Fantastic, well done.
The margin is back to 12 points. It was 17 at quarter time. Just seconds remain. That could be the last score of the first half as Heady soccers towards half forward. Hinkley's in the road. There's the siren. It's half-time in the grand final. And Geelong lead by 12. Brownless now and McIntosh. Well, there have been battles like this all over the ground. And what is second half is in prospect. The West Coast Eagles, marginal favourites coming in, but the Geelong Cats are standing tall at the present time. And earlier, Kemp and Wills got involved. This was after the relayed free kick against Matera. So the umpires really having trouble staying abreast of all of this. And Kemp taking Wills a little high there.
I think Kemp just welcoming Wills onto the ground for his grand final. It's hot in the kitchen, and they all know it. So it should be.
Words being exchanged as the players leave the ground. So half-time in the big one. As we said earlier, no second chances. 8-8 plays, 6-year
route. 2 straight kicks in it as we enter the second half. Barnes and Harding go at it. Kemp couldn't get it away cleanly. Bairstow over the shoulder with a high kick. Scott and Waterman almost collide.
Free kick, Waterman.
He'll take it on the defensive side of centre. The half forward. Bruns is in front. Coming over the top was Brennan. No mark is paid. Brennan riding. Bruns still going. Mansfield was at the bottom, and he was able to scoop it out to Simpson. Sweeping it wide. Stolen by Waterman on the boundary line. He sends the Eagles into attack. A goal here would be like gold for them. Craig Turley gets a poor bounce. He may get another chance, Turley. No, Hinkley applies the tackle. And the umpire Dennis Rich, comes in for a bounce.
Yes, there's been a couple of crucial slips today. Another one there by Turley.
The Eagles bench with Robert Wiley. Barnes straight to Lewis. Round his body he goes. Langdon waits. Mansfield a short kick. And now McGrath sends them out of the immediate danger zone, but only as far as Heady was coming into the game late in the second quarter.
Yeah, still on couch. Turley's still in the forward pocket, obviously, as you saw before.
Heady inside the 50 now. Sumich works his way in front. Over the top, Hinkley angles it out to the boundary. It'll be thrown in.
And Sumich going crook at Craig Turley there, saying, "You're in my territory."
Oh. And Sumich put Hinkley down. Nothing too sinister, but chested into the ground. There's Brennan, smothered off the boot by Hocking, who flips it up brilliantly to Mansfield. High kick to midfield. Ablett and Jakovic on a collision course. Ball runs free behind. Stoneham with the pace, left it behind. Toe poked forward by Scott. Grabbed by Heady. Finds Harding on the wing. Harding. Long kick inside the 50. Barnes up. The superior judgment shown by Lewis.
Well done, Chris Lewis there. Just kept his eyes on the footy. Read it better. And Gary Ablett still feeling the pinch there with that clash with Jakovic. And here we see well read by Chris Lewis.
So often the way immediately after half-time it takes the players 5 minutes or so to pick up the tempo. Not so here. Lewis kicks and misses. But the margin is less than 2 goals now. The early going of the third term. 6-9 plays 8-8. A vast crowd. Seeing one of the great grand finals so far. That first half will be hard to match. Anytime, anywhere. Darcy to the outer side. Too much carry on the kick for Barnes. Marked by Scott behind, who plays on immediately. From half back to midfield. Mansfield will go with his right boot. Down towards half forward and Ablett. Worsfold in front does well towards the boundary. Jakovic just paddles it across. But he got some angle on that one.
Well done by Robert Scott there to provide the lead for the kick out. Ran all the way down from the pocket. Away from Lamb. Good thinking.
Just into the Cats' attacking zone. Heady back towards centre wing. Barnes trying to spoil from behind. Mansfield a hurried kick to the 50-metre line. Merriman was there but couldn't take the mark. Scott is quick. A left foot chip. No mark to Brownless. He had to prop. It was a poor kick. McIntosh has support through Brett Heady, and the Eagles are out of trouble. Up to centre wing. Only as far as that position, as Hinkley is unable to take the mark. Luck of fortune there because Turley went a little early, and Ken Hinkley could have snuck away. On centre wing. Harding wins it, but straight to Couch. Gets rid of it to Hocking. Gary Hocking passes in towards Ablett. Brownless wants someone going past. It is Ablett. And he's kicked it. The Cats answer. Ablett gets his second. 9-8. Plays 6-9.
There's brilliance there, and as that was happening, Craig Turley taken from the ground. Peter Wilson back on. Just watch this once more. Ablett back on the football very quickly. Just assessed it very well and finished off nicely.
Well, the margin out to 17 points now. Slammed forward by Barnes towards half forward. Ablett didn't have the ball. He'll get the free kick. Gary Ablett. He kicked 9 goals in the 89 grand final. And
no one on the mark.
Medal.
You can kick it from here.
Ablett, well, he tried to and miscues completely, but lucks of fortune. Awkward bounce for Stoneham, who was metres in the clear. He's dragged down. Waterman, who started the term well, almost dropped it out there, goes after it again, and there's a whistle. Waterman a bit lucky. Ball up, left half back for the West Coast Eagles. In fact, it's a throw-up. Stoneham and Jakovic. Lamb, the hurried kick around the outer side, full-chested to meet the ball. Wilson, he took it brilliantly on the half volley. Measures the options and the hand pass. It comes inboard to Evans. Evans towards the 50. Lewis couldn't hang on. It spills back to Wilson. Hurried kick. Mainwaring's in front of Bruns. Still Mainwaring back to goal. Langdon with great courage manufactures a chance for Evans, who kicks a goal.
Couch sends Geelong down to the half-forward line, but only as far as McKenna. He's called to play on. Short kick in towards the centre. Hocking waits at the back for the Cats. Wide to Scott. Want to get round onto the right foot, but can't. He's forced onto the left, and that's a poor kick. Straight to Harding. To half-forward. McGrath at the back. An effective spoil towards the boundary line. Carl Langdon there too.
McGrath's been very good today, Sandy.
Very disciplined. Barnes and Harding, won by the former. Wills came on in the second quarter, replacing Trevor Poole. Sees it over the line. Harding wins it again, but it's Barnes who taps it out. Waterman tries to intercept. Kemp off the ground. Bairstow couldn't trap it. Could have almost been kicking in danger. Heading in towards full forward. Dangerous times here for Geelong as Lewis swings it round his body, but he goes too wide. One behind, and we are again, gentlemen, back to a 10-point mark.
Yeah, it's just having a chat at half-time, just suggesting, wondering whether or not Geelong, with these games on end, Eagles with the break maybe a little fresher coming into the second half. Remains to be seen how Geelong stand up.
Tim Darcy to the outer side. Harding and Barnes in front. Wilson. Simpson pushes it across the boundary line. It'll be tossed in. Just under 18 minutes till three-quarter time. The grand final. And Geelong lead narrowly. McGrath straight to Brennan. High kick inside the 50. Sumich in front. Rogers over the top. Gets it out of bounds. It'll be tossed in. Andrew Rogers. Much travelled player. McGrath and Langdon. Langdon, who manufactured that last goal, out-rucked that time. Lamb burrowing in. And a whistle. Ready for anything. It's had everything. Brennan finds it on the ground. Was he carried forward? No. Wilson, like a cork in the ocean, over his head. It's, oh my word! What a goal! His first. And now the Eagles creep closer.
Yes, he's just come onto the ground, replacing Turley. Could have been a free kick to Brennan. It could have been a free kick to Wilson also for a trip. There was one earlier on the umpires missed. That's a freak goal. Great team lifter.
The Eagles are set to pounce. Can the Cats answer? From the middle, Simpson crashes to the ground. Kemp goes storming through. Across to Heady. A delicate little chip to the run of Matera. Suddenly the Eagles are alight. Matera sets sail for home. And the Eagles hit the front. Three goals to Peter Matera. Three sensational goals.
Well, that's as good as Albertson's goal in the first quarter, I think it was. Fantastic. Just brilliant stuff from Peter Matera.
Centre bounce once again. Eagles fans have come to life. Stoneham caught. The ball spills free. Heady sockers off the ground. Down towards Wilson again. This time he's trapped. Barnes. McGrath, who's had a marvellous game, to half forward. The Cats need to find something to reply. Steady kick by Jakovich out wide to Worsfold. That cut under the right eye. He goes to centre wing. Brennan was his target. Simpson is with him. Oh. A free kick to Simpson. Got one a little high.
Peter Wilson struggling behind play too. Heavy clash. That tackle straight on that hard turf there.
Worsfold takes a mark. That centre wicket area very hard. Peter Wilson could tell you all about that. Worsfold back towards half forward. Not a good kick. Kemp almost the mark. Going against the flow was Lewis. Dragged down. And a bounce. Momentum has shifted in the grand final. The Eagles lead by 2 points. Harding attempted something out of mid-air. It comes back to him. Hinkley. Forward of half-back. There's a Geelong player down. Didn't see what happened to him. He's holding his head. Mark, meantime, is held by McKenna. Bairstow cocked one high as he was attempting to shepherd. McKenna across the ground. Matera. Oh, what a good mark. Marvellous mark. Matera inside the centre square. On the lead, Sumich. The last 5 minutes from the West Coast Eagles is irresistible.
Miles is onto the ground. Merriman off.
Evans. A short pass from Sumich. Tony Evans has kicked 3 goals this afternoon. His fourth is about 35 metres away, if he's accurate. Hinkley and Brennan. Michael Malthouse getting Wilson on the ground. It's been a very good move. Evans has missed. Well wide of the mark. But the Eagles increase their lead.
Three points, the margin now, as Tim Darcy gets the game going once more. Travels to the outer side. Barnes was his target. Hocking does the roving work. Bad option by Buddha Hocking. It could prove very costly. Kemp into the pocket. Sumich got a hand to it, but that was all. And it's rushed over the line.
Yes, Gary Hocking there, Sandy, quite right. Should have been a kick when you're in that area there. Get it out very quickly and as far away from there as you can.
Barnes tries to smash it clear, but he can't. Hocking and Langdon both down there. So too Hinkley at the bottom. And it's Peter Wilson. Gritty determination. As the Eagles have blasted their way back into this grand final. Lewis clever kick.
Oh,
Very clever kick and almost succeeded in goal.
great defence by Darcy.
Darcy, my word, it really was. Kept his eyes on the footy. Got a hand to it.
9-12 was 9-8.
Darcy once more. The underside wing. Stoneham and Jakovic. They wrestle. Again it falls forward. Again a chance for the Eagles. Evans.
Oh, taken high, surely.
That tackle was applied out there by the defender Merriman. Hocking goes over the top. Stoneham. Back to Hocking. Kicks to the wing. And the mark is held in front by Heady. He's doing well. Heady. Back to centre half forward. Full punch forward. Geelong had the players in front, but Evans put his body in and wins the free kick. A couple of the Geelong players just standing back there. Evans is really fired up, goes looking for Sumich. Darcy got a hand on the ball. He was held, I thought, Darcy. No free. In trouble, Rogers. He heads for the boundary line, was held by the leg and will get the free kick.
Just under 12 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Rogers short to Simpson. Kemp chasing. Simpson has a bit of space. It's not a good kick. Mainwaring eludes Bruns. Pumps the Eagles back into their attacking zone once again. But in the way this time is Wills. Chris Lewis making sure that he's going nowhere fast. Wills to centre wing. Harding and Barnes are both there. Heady comes over the top. Heady has improved as the game has progressed. Barnes. It sits nicely for Bairstow. Geelong into half forward. Again, the kick is a poor one. And again, McIntosh cuts off another dangerous thrust. He heads to the outer side, to the run of Matera. Robert Scott's in his wake, but he won't give up. What a tackle. Oh.
That's a terrific chase by Scott there, and also as Matera was ready to pork, Scott just slowed down as well, did it extremely well.
Marks for this quarter. The aerial work certainly going the way of the West Coast Eagles. Four points the margin. Waterman can't get clear. Tried to give it to Kemp. Peter Keary comes over to take charge as Mansfield hands it over. Finally towards Langdon. Maintains his footing, but McGrath eventually bowls him over. Heady doing some shepherding. This could be dangerous for Geelong as Jakovic bounces his way to the 50-metre line. On 50, he kicks for goal, but he's pulled it. And one behind is the result.
It's usually some players do that. They go to the right rather than straightening up and running directly at goal. They run away from it, making the kick more difficult.
Well, this game at the moment being played exclusively in one half. Hinkley to Bairstow. 9-13 to 9-8. Bairstow right across the ground. That's okay though. Rogers towards the wing with a high kick. Back goes Heady, almost the mark. Lamb needs support. Back to Heady quickly to his feet. Count's got him. And a bounce. Just over 9 minutes till three-quarter time. Big turn by the West Coast Eagles. They trailed by 12 points at the half. Barnes wrestling there with Harding. Over the top was Ablett. McIntosh well shepherded by Worsfold. Boots it out wide. Matera again left it behind this time. Bairstow did brilliantly. He was held without it, Bairstow. He'll get the free kick forward of left half back.
Geelong's last score, Dennis, at the 5-minute mark of this quarter.
Bairstow coming up for his 19th possession. The 86 Sandover medalist. The Geelong skipper towards half forward. McIntosh was high. Wills got a fist on it. McIntosh, little kick towards the wing, awkward half volley from Matera. It ricochets off his body and goes out of bounds. Peter Matera has kicked 3 goals this afternoon. Boundary throw in, right on the wing. Harding wins it forward, intended for Mainwaring. Sliding in there is Bruns, and another whistle.
Just on 8 minutes remaining in this quarter. 5 points the margin. A mighty fight back by the Eagles. Simpson looks for the free kick as he gives ground and eventually runs out of room. Langdon does the ruck work for the Eagles. Wills could have been held, but play goes on. Hocking pushed in the back. Take a free kick. Gary Hocking coming up for his 12th kick, but hasn't been as damaging in this final series as we know he can be. 2 Geelong players here want to be careful, Couch and Darcy. Couch's kick to the half-forward line. Worsfold leads in the race away from Ablett. Draws Stoneham. That lets Djakovic free. Hedy's loose on the outer side. He can set something up here. Over the 50-metre line. No mark taken by Brennan. Lewis tries to get the hand pass away, but it goes straight to Hocking. And Gary Hocking can tidy up for the Cats. Oh, it's a poor kick. It's going to give Hedy another chance. A short chip for Sumic.
Yes, that Gary Hocking kick, he was looking for the boundary, had no options to go long. Hedy was right in his way, so he aimed to go along the ground toward the boundary. It didn't work. And there's a shot at goal.
Peter Sumic kicked 1 in the first, 1 in the second. This to make the margin 11 points. The Eagles' greatest lead in the game. Distance should not be a problem. 49 metres. Drop punt looks pretty good. That's another one of the Eagles.
With 22 possessions now after a slow start. Harding against the flow. Crashing his way through is Hocking. Hocking swings it out wide. The mark is held by Stoneham. Hasn't seen much of the ball in this term. Barry Stoneham on the wing. A high kick inside the attacking 50. Miles on the forward line. Scott left without the ball. Sliding in there is Pike. And a whistle. Jeff Miles in round 19 kicked 5 goals as a forward for the Cats. He's in a forward pocket at the moment on McKenna. Behind the pack, Kemp with dash comes away from centre half back towards half forward. Langdon worked under the ball by McGrath. Quick hands from Brennan, too quick, but it comes back to Matera. Matera on the 50. He could kick this. Matera, it's going to be a goal. The West Coast Eagles now are looking very good. Matera has 4 goals from the wing, bearing in mind the record for a grand final is 9.
Yes, and here we see Mark Bairstow wasn't far behind Matera, just lost control of that ball for a split second. And gee, does Matera make you pay dearly.
17 points in favour of the Eagles. From the middle, Kemp tries to blast them out again, and he's going to. To the half-forward line, Darcy clears away from Peter Sumic and takes the mark. Under 5 minutes remaining. And the West Coast Eagles about to throw down the challenge. If you're good enough, you catch us. If not, it's our flag. To centre wing, Stoneham.
He's having to get his kicks right up the ground too, which is taking or detracting from their half-forward play.
He kicks to that position now. Ablett tried to use the body. McKenna and Pike are both there. It is McKenna who picks it up and goes wide towards Djakovic, close to the boundary line. With him is Stoneham. Still going Stoneham. Now Mansfield.
Free kick to Stoneham, Sandy, holding on.
Yep. He just pushed the ball along in front.
Why would you keep it in?
Stoneham. To the half-forward line. Brownless went a little early. Bairstow a snap at goal. Misses to the right. The margin is 16 points. And that is their first score since the 5-minute mark of this quarter. So the Eagles have dominated this term. McKenna to Kemp. Towards Brennan. Can't quite trap it on the half volley, so the door opens for Hinkley. Oh, he does it beautifully. Now, he may goal here. This would be a team-lifting goal. Away to the right, and coming back to hit the post.
Absolutely outstanding play, that. Just attacked the football, controlled it, got through a tackle, deserved better.
Marvellous run by Ken Hinkley. He's been a star all season long for the Cats. McKenna, members side. Harding is up in front, takes the mark. Paul Harding barking instructions. Chips it square almost to Pike. Pike down towards half forward. Wilson from behind Bruns thumps it towards the boundary line. McGrath, who's been very physical this afternoon, just seeking out Peter Wilson that time. Poole waiting to come back on.
It wills the play to go off.
So the Cats leading the next goal. One down by Barnes. Heady slides in. Riccardi had it go through his legs. Still he battles the youngster, was taken high. He'll get the free kick. He started very well, Riccardi. Has drifted out of the game and he's hurt his hand. Riccardi on the wing. 11-13, 9-10. The Eagles in front. Jakovic gets a fist on it. Hocking, it was too hot for him. Pike and Hocking wrestle as they chase that ball. Hocking held initially, and then Pike to be tossed in. Just over 2 minutes till three-quarter time. Marvellous turn by the West Coast Eagles. Will it be a premiership winning term? Time will tell. Couch has other ideas, but he can't keep it in. Oh, wow.
Well, where is he going?
That was a genuine slip, I'm sure. Couch was trying to hand pass the ball.
He's the only player making the football his objective, and he gets penalised.
Pike with a resultant free kick towards the wing. Evans. It could be a costly free too as Matera runs with it now. He runs to 50. Is it his fifth goal? It's bending. Hit the post. Well, that's fair enough. Geelong have had their share.
$16 points. This man hit the post just minutes ago. Ken Hinkley goes to the outer side. He's looking for his tall timber in Barnes, who recovers magnificently. Kicks into the open spaces, the wide open spaces. Jakovic will be first there. Sneaks away from Stoneham. Goes back to centre wing, but back towards Barnes. Can't take it cleanly. Rogers applies the tackle on Harding. Bruns having trouble getting into it. Wilson working hard, and he locks it up underneath. Eventually out the back door to Mainwaring. Chris Mainwaring, a hurried kick under pressure. Langdon unable to take it. Evans surrounded. And steaming in a little too late is Peter Wilson for another bounce. Just over half a minute remaining. The Cats would dearly love a goal before three-quarter time, and the Eagles would be just as anxious. They may get the chance through Matera. Here is the great runner. Clever little hand pass. Back it goes to Brennan. Brennan pulls it back, but not far enough. One behind. You get that feeling of excitement when Matera gets the ball, a la this man, Gary Ablett. But it's been Matera today. Couch. With him Heady. It's the siren. The whistle had sounded for a free kick to Paul Couch. But the Eagles are set up for their first flag. At three-quarter time, they lead 11-15. 81. The Cats looking to break a 29-year drought. First goal in this term will be vital. Bairstow loses it to Wilson, but he in turn gets caught. Couch can't get clear. Hocking trying desperately to spoon it out.
Well done.
Finally he does, to the run of Bairstow. His kick drops short, taken by Djakovic. A high ball. Bruns has got to sit and wait. Langdon comes over the top. Mainwaring threads his way out of trouble. Chris Mainwaring stabs to Lewis. Yes! Chris Lewis goes short again. And now Peter Sumich. He can go over the top. How's this for a goal? Peter Matera, there's another one. Catch us now as Matera boots his feet.
Gee, that's very untidy marking by Geelong there. Just allow Matera to run freely down. And Bruns under pressure on the wing here, unable to take the mark, and the ball spills free. Sumich unselfishly here. Matera runs past. You can just see him there on the shadow on the right. And an easy goal in the end. Too easy.
Great contest by Langdon on the wing, forcing Bruns into error. Bairstow, quick hand pass away to Poole. The Cats not done with yet. Down towards half forward. Pike a timely fist. Towards the boundary, Ablett. Miles is in there for the Cats. McKenna. Now Heady, who was terrific in the third term, to the voice. He honoured the voice. McKenna provided it. Away comes Evans, who's been a star. Towards half forward, Langdon. McGrath does well and gets it out of bounds. It'll be tossed in. The redhead and the blonde. Langdon in trouble. Cramped up slightly. He's on his feet. Barnes could have been pushed in the back. Hinkley against the flow. He's a marvellous player, Hinkley. Never loses sight of the ball. A whistle and a bounce at left half forward.
Langdon coming off, Mitchell White to come on.
Barnes in front, flicks it behind. Kemp, high kick inside the 50. They come from all directions. Hinkley again with that attribute I was just talking about.
Correct, exactly right.
Plays on across the ground. Rogers into space. The Cats need to work it around the outer side. He tries to pull it back. That's a little fancy. Harding read it, then left it behind at close quarters, very close quarters to Lamb, who rakes it in, and that's good enough for the West Coast Eagles. So a ball up. There's Langdon. Harding and Barnes go at it again. Barnes decisively pushed in the back Mansfield. Coucher's got it, dragged down, and a whistle.
Paul Couch, 11 kicks and 9 hand passes for the day. A bounce just in the Eagles' attacking zone. Evans can't sneak away with it. He's a worker. Eventually sock it off the ground. In front of Scott. He's going to get caught. A great tackle. Djakovic. Still not out of the woods yet. Stoneham caught. Couch and Lewis go at it. Trevor Poole intercepts. He just cuts clean across. But Lewis keeps going. Worsfold. The skipper leads from the front. A high kick to centre wing. Only to see the mark taken by Bruns. What a tackle by Dwayne Lamb on Robert Scott. Stoner has been asked for a big quarter. He's got to provide something. They need something up forward. Stoneham kicks towards Brownless. He can't take the mark. McIntosh has been superb. Oh, Kemp has given away the free kick.
Out of bounds deliberately.
Oh!
In the context of how they've been played before, it's there, but I still don't agree with it.
Brownless has been very well held. He kicked 2, but they were in the first half. 1 in the first quarter and 1 in the second. But this is a very important kick. It's also a magnificent kick.
Ball forward. Ablett could have been held to Bairstow inside the 50. Bairstow touched on the line.
Could have been a free kick to Albertson earlier on in the contest.
12-15 to 10-11. The next goal could decide the grand final. Kemp. Sounds strange, I know, but momentum now uppermost for both these teams. Bairstow over the top of Matera, gets it out of bounds. The Cats, you sense, are rolling the dice for the last time. They're digging deep, and the West Coast Eagles need to ride out this storm. Jakovic gets in front. It comes behind. Evans from half-back towards the wing. Harding. Can he control it? Close to the boundary line, the big man. It'll be a throw-in. 87 plays 71. Stoneham and Jakovic. Stoneham looking for Couch. And a free kick to Paul Couch. Pushed in the back. He has it on the wing. Telling kick inside the 50. McKenna. He didn't touch the ball. It goes behind a Pike. Over Brownless's head. McIntosh comes away. Clever kick to the outer side with the outside of the boot. Terrible bounce out there for Waterman. He's battling with Mansfield, and Mansfield beats him. Kicks inside the 50. McKenna and Miles up, waiting behind his Lamb. He was rather tentative. McKenna did well. Back to McIntosh. They keep their heads, the Eagles. Boots it back towards the outer side, but Barnes is in the road.
Plays on straight away with a left foot kick to half forward. Miles the flyer. Scott waits down. Pumps it high to a vacant forward line. Which way will it bounce? Effectively for Matera. He just tries to make 25, 30 metres. He does it beautifully. Peter Matera, 15 kicks, 3 hand passes today. But perhaps his most impressive statistic is that he has booted 5 goals. Geelong surging, trying desperately to get something going. Hocking almost threw it out to Couch. He wants Bairstow, but runs out of room. It looks as though the Eagles are preparing to make another change. Mitchell White stay on the ground was short-lived. Langdon coming back on. We go back to the action again. Stoneham doing the ruck work with his opponent in Jakovic. Evans, the high kick to centre wing. White's just come onto the ground. Well played to Heady. Snared it beautifully on the half volley. And look at the kick. Great football.
Great skill from Heady too.
Sumich has 3. But Heady, Kemp and Matera, their use of the ball.
Outstanding. This area here that Sumich will kick from early in the game, almost put it out of bounds on the full.
Is this going to be the telling goal that Dennis was talking about? It looks good. And it is.
Poole, slung, Hocking. Not particularly good off the ground. McGrath, Heady, his 25th possession. This is White, who was about to come off just moments ago, and suddenly having an influence on the game, and a relayed free kick. Sumich was held on to down the ground, I think, Ross.
Yes, correct. Darcy had on before the ball was even heading towards him at all. And umpire Carey saw that. That's what the free kick's for.
Well, what a kick this is. History in the making. Sumich, 25 metres out, kicks it. And you get the feeling the Eagles may not be caught. He has 5 goals this afternoon.
It's going to need an effort from Geelong like they did in '89 against Hawthorn to come back and try and snatch this game. There is some time there, but I just wonder whether they've got the legs.
Back in the middle once more. 99 plays 71. The Eagles looking good. Kemp could have been free kick. Was going to be. It was held. The Eagles really have had the wood on the Cats. 13 meetings prior to today. It's 10-3 the Eagles' way. Kemp sends them into attack again. Sumich comes out. He's not required. Wilson takes the mark.
Well, he should have been a punch there from Darcy. Tried to mark from behind. Third man in line for that mark. Should have gone bang with a fist.
Peter Wilson kicked an amazing goal in the third quarter.
In fact, he's almost fourth in line. Darcy there should have been a big fist.
So Wilson for his second. Directly in front. He's got it. He's got it. And the Eagles sense they've got the flag.
Yes, it's certainly going to be very difficult for Geelong to get back from here with their tails up. And there's any chance the Eagles let this one slip.
Centre bounce once more. 105 plays 71. The chant of the Eagles goes up around the MCG. Ablett tries to fire the Cats up by booting it down to half forward with his fist. Socket back past Matera. Simpson stumped him. To full forward. And a good mark taken by Ken Hinkley. He's been one of their shining lights.
Oh, without doubt. He's been moved up there with Miles coming down on the half-back line to pick up Brennan. It's been no fault of his, Ken Hinkley, that Geelong are in the position they are.
From 40 metres, directly in front. Hinkley's dropped punter straight through the middle.
They trail by 28 points. They'll need something heroic. Couch, slung, White the kick to half forward. Wills storms through. Long kick inside the attacking 50 for his club. And Mansfield takes a great mark. Now Mansfield is not a bad kick. He'll kick from right on the 50. Geelong will not give it away. Important kick, this one. Mansfield. Has it got the carry? Yes, it has. Off target and off hands. Behind. Free kick. There's in fact something found in that pack. The player's a little confused, but McIntosh will get the free. Seemed to carry the line, but the free kick is paid. McIntosh, who's been very dependable, to the outer side. Harding towards the boundary. Poole keeps it alive. Scott in desperate trouble. Evans to Harding. Around the outer side goes the kick. Mainwaring missed it. Wills has got it. Pumps it back in. Jakovic in best position. They came at him from all angles. Mansfield's got it. Wishes he hadn't. And there'll be a bounce about 30 metres out from Geelong's attacking goal. Craig Turley getting ready to come back on. And Geelong defiantly coming back at the Eagles yet again. Ablett couldn't control it. Evans cleverly. McIntosh miscues. Matera misses the mark. Bairstow keeps it in front. Slapped away brilliantly by Matera. Matera tackled front on by Scott and threw the ball. Scott will get the free.
Yes, it's Mainwaring coming off Turley.
Robert Scott always likes a long run from 52 metres. Won't make the distance, but there'll be plenty of flyers. Ablett off hands. Can't take it. McIntosh does well to get the hand pass out to Evans. The Eagles out of the immediate danger zone. Stoneham and Harding chase towards the boundary line. Throw in to take place. Chris Mainwaring leaving the arena for the moment, replaced by Craig Turley. Stoneham down the throat of Riccardi. A hurried kick. Geelong wanting goals and wanting them rapidly. Couch over the top, trying to get something going for Trevor Poole. Oh, he can't pick it up. Inside he comes towards Brownless, who hasn't had the best of days, but great credit to McIntosh. Ablett flicks it on cleverly. Scott a chance if he can get clear. He can't. Look at the tackling by the Eagles. They've been superb all day. And eventually it's rushed through. Now it's a free kick on the last
Yes,
line.
Waterman was held when he didn't have the football.
What about that tackle by McKenna?
Oh, tackling has been superb. This is Lamb. And he's produced a couple of great tackles today. McGrath has tried his heart out. Stoneham has had trouble getting into the game to a congested half-forward line, and this time Brownless takes them on. Well, he can go straight for home if he wants to. Distance shouldn't be a problem. But he's got to kick it if the Cats are to have any hope in this game. Still over 10 minutes remaining. He's kicking from 55. It's a long drop punt. Into the square it goes. No one waiting down and rushing it through quite contentedly for one behind is Guy McKenna. 11-12 plays 15-15.
McKenna goes short, but the ball will come back. The goal umpire still waving the flags. Malcolm Blight, what can he do? Well, not very much. Just over 10.5 minutes remaining. It's up to his players now. McKenna goes for distance this time. Harding the target. Stoneham does well. Timely nudge. He's down towards left half forward, Barry Stoneham. Goes for distance. Back towards the kick-off line. Jakovic, towering mark.
So that's a timely mark too.
He's taken more marks than any other Eagle this season. Releases the ball, and Lamb. Lamb goes looking for Matera. Got a hand to it, will get the free kick. Advantage is paid. McKenna runs on. He's on the wing. Goes down towards half forward. McGrath again over the top, gets a fist on it. Wilson, full-chested as he always is, runs to the ball. McGrath never giving up. Knocks the ball out of bounds. So a throw in. 15-15 to 11-12 inside the last 10 minutes of the grand final. The West Coast Eagles should win it from here. A scramble and a whistle.
Yes, they're certainly continuing their progression in the past 3 years. Third in 90, second in 91, and now number one in 92, barring some extraordinary comeback. Miles and Brennan. Lewis somehow gets through, but is finally claimed by Hocking, who did well. Gives it to Simpson. Goes out wide. Pike and Riccardi, a couple of speedsters. Sits beautifully for Peter Riccardi. He bounces way across centre wing. Pike won't catch him. To half forward, but straight to Jakovic. Barnes always quick to recover. Pushes the ball clear. McKenna caught. Bit of aerial ping pong by Jakovic. He's still going. Eventually gets caught. Ablett. What can he produce? Something special? No, not on this occasion. Out of bounds. Out of bounds on the full. Brett Heddy coming up for kick number 20. What a great day. The back is pulled. Pumps the Cats into the 30-metre area, and a good mark again taken by Hinckley. What a player he's been. Young man from Camperdown in Western Victoria can hold his head high.
Yes, when you think a few years ago, Sandy, he contemplated retiring, having been dropped to the reserves and not finding any form, and Malcolm Blight suggesting he should continue. Look what's happened.
This for his second in the quarter. Oh. But not to be. One behind. 11-13. Well, it's 15-15 with 7.5 remaining in the game.
So the margin, 26 points. Guy McKenna taking his time. The clock, of course, frozen. Now it starts to run, as do the Eagles. Momentarily, White dragged off it. Poole, hurried kick inside the 50, and Mansfield takes the mark. Well, Geelong keep on coming, but they can't kick a goal at the moment. He goes in short. McGrath kept his eye on the ball and keeps it in front. Collides with Waterman. Worsfold boots it out of bounds. Right on the 50. It'll be thrown in. 7 minutes remaining in the grand final. Barnes and Jakovic. Kemp off the ground. Riccardi leads back in the race. In trouble. Evans thumps it towards the boundary. It was out of bounds. And another throw in. There's our scoreline. Barnes flicks it behind. Matera, probably the favourite for the Norm Smith medal at the present time. 5 goals off a wing. A remarkable story as he comes across the ground. Lewis trying for the one-hander will get the free. Matera wants to go, but the ball will come back. Peter Matera, number 30, the 4th man taken in the '89 draft, as we see Chris Lewis. Matera selected behind Bannock, Crofts and Arnold. Think about that. Worsfold has the ball down towards left half forward. 15-15, 11-13. Sumic comes on a lead. He's surrounded by Katz. Stone him up. Takes the mark.
Free kick, Sumic, being held. Reversed. As we've seen the infringement there, Darcy again, just no intent on the footy.
Well, no need for that. It was 3-1.
You see it here. Darcy holding on left arm.
Oh dear. So Sumic has kicked 5 so far. His record from this area on the ground is about 50% today. And that splits the difference. Minor score, 15-16 to 11-13.
There's the Geelong camp.
Looking rather disconsolate, as you'd expect.
And our official crowd today, 95,007. Miles brings it in. Lewis hammers it forward. Straight to Riccardi. He's beautifully tackled by Pike. They're still going, the Eagles. Look at Evans at the bottom of the pack. Tries to go back to Pike. Riccardi with him. Intercepting is Mitchell White. Around his body. Back in towards full forward he goes. Wills is there right at the back. And it's over the line for one behind. 15-17 plays 11-13. Michael Malthouse. A stint at Footscray without grand final success. And now it looks as though it's come his way here with the West Coast Eagles. Hocking gives it to Poole. A high kick down towards the half-forward line. Bad bounce for McKenna. And Ken Hinkley see it over the line.
There's Poole going for a long torpedo, just miscued badly. Had Bairstow running inside him. He looked at him but elected to kick. Option may have been to handball.
Barnes and Jakovic again. I think it might be a hot old time in Perth tonight. Evans to centre wing. McGrath. Well, you take Ian Hinkley out of the Geelong side, and there'd be a mighty hole. Riccardi.
He played on.
Did play on. A sneaky little hand pass, and it's come unstuck. So it opens the door for Pike and the Eagles. Up towards half forward. Darcy this time defends to the boundary line. And another throw-in. Tim Darcy coming back into the lineup after Handley was omitted a couple of weeks ago.
Poole coming off for Geelong. Replacing with Merriman.
Eagle supporters and fans realising now they've got the flag as Sumic takes the mark just 20 metres out. Peter Sumic has booted 5.
He's taken his season tally up to 81. And with that one behind kick before, 81-46.
There's no need to say that he does prefer this area. Well, he uses that helicopter kick and it works. They've got it. The Eagles have got it.
fairly obvious there the player's happy, but Simic, the right option there, just gave himself room, bent it around. And there certainly will be some busy places in Perth.
Back in the middle. Hocking has the run of the ball. It will be a day etched in football history. The national competition has come of age as Heady boots it inside the 50. Darcy comes up, meets the ball, plays on immediately across to Simpson. There were some dark times early in this game for the Eagles. Here's Bairstow, but they were simply too legit to quit. The ball goes towards the boundary line. It'll be thrown in. Sounds like a rap song. 16-17 to 11-13.
Interesting, Michael Malthouse still making moves. Robert Wiley and Trevor Nisbet having a bit of a disagreement on the boundary line there. Jakovic coming down onto the forward line. Brennan going to the back line.
Barnes up in front. Ablett sold Bairstow into trouble. He was taken high surely. Merriman told to play on. The free kick was paid. Brownless is the target. It runs free behind. Back goes Riccardi close to the boundary line. He can't keep it in. It'll be thrown in.
So inside 2 minutes now. Every picture tells a story.
Paul Harding's just gone down to a forward pocket, and he's got a bit of a hamstring twinge in his left leg. Langdon preparing to come back on.
Ablett off the ball, getting a free.
So he'll have a shot just 40 metres out.
Yes, and Paul Harding will come off, replaced by Langdon.
Ablett has booted 2. 71 for the year. Now he's booted 3 and 72. 12-13, 85. West Coast 16-17, 113.
Listen, Gary Ablett, as we see Harding coming off, just unable to really have a great influence on the game. He's been by no means the worst player at Geelong, but Worsfold's been a fair contributor in the one-on-one duels, just botting him out of the place and making it so very difficult for Ablett to really have a great influence on the game.
Back in the middle once more. Just over a minute remaining. Stoneham takes the tap. With the left foot up towards the half-forward line he goes. Brownless and McIntosh. McIntosh has been superb today in defence. It's over the line. Eagles players and supporters right around the country preparing to celebrate a history-making day. The Eagles breaking the ice in the AFL and doing it in style. Evans to the boundary line. Inside a minute now. The young man Hines knows what finals is all about. He played in 3 for Port Adelaide.
David Hart, Matt Clapper also there.
Barnes flicking it in towards half forward, but Lamb is there to tidy up. Off to his skipper, John Worsfold. The chant of the Eagles in the background. Couch leads it. It's socket off the ground towards centre wing and Brett Heady. Away from Merriman. Ablett is there to apply pressure as well. Heady still going. Farms it wider to Kemp. Dean Kemp having his 20th kick, but only as far as Simpson. Simpson back to centre wing. Pike and Worsfold again combined. Into the middle. It's a game of possession now with only seconds remaining. Evans may have the last kick in this grand final. The Eagles are going to win their first flag.
The boys were terrific, weren't they, after half-time?
Outstanding all year, you know, we had our ups and downs, but
today, you know what it's like. It's what you play footy for, and we've done it.
Got a bit of a mouse there?
Yeah. Well, it means nothing,
Well done, Johnny.
Standing ovation for Michael Malthouse. He's lifted this side to the ultimate. For the losers, nothing.
He's done it before, hasn't he, Malcolm Blight?
89, he was gallant, and his team was gallant in defeat.
Yeah, terrific to see John Worsfold run all the way over to Mark Bairstow. They're very good friends coming from the same club in Perth, South Fremantle. Shake his hands, offer his condolences. Great sporting stuff.
Well, we've talked about that progression from third to second to first. I mean, when Michael Malthouse took over the West Coast Eagles, they were down and in disarray. They came off a terrible season. He's picked them up. I think this is tribute to him in many ways. Their style of football today was just uncompromising. They were in trouble early. It was slipping away from them, but they found something that they've been able to find all season long. I talked about at half-time, the best come-from-behind side in the league. They came from behind today, and they've won the pennant.
It's also vindicated too, Dennis, the selection of someone like Heading. There may have been some doubt. As an he shot through, particularly in the second half, is just outstanding.
A roar for the new champions. It'll be a hot old time in Perth. But Geelong by no means disgraced as we once again go down to the ground. Here's Bernie.
Okay, Peter, fantastic, wasn't it? A great performance.
Oh yeah, after half-time was just tremendous. The boys, we were looking down the barrel at half-time and we fought on. We knew we had the legs and power and we won.
We're just starting to turn around, coming up to half-time. It was only 2 goals down, but that third quarter was a fantastic performance.
Oh yeah, third quarter, Peter Matera played well. It's all the boys play. It was a team effort, mate.
You're a bit surprised it came so quickly, only in the competition since '87.
Oh, yes and no. We've fought hard the last 5-6 years, and we were disappointed last year. I think this year we've kept it off.
We learned a lot from last year. Congratulations, terrific season. Over to Timmy Watson.
Dean Kemp, congratulations on your game. I thought you were terrific after half-time.
Thanks very much, Jim. Yep, it was very enjoyable.
Was the first half as tough as you thought a grand final was going to be?
Yeah, for sure. We knew they'd come out a lot tougher in the second semi-final, and they did, and the game really wasn't decided until the last quarter.
Also, I thought Tony Evans, for such a young player, did a wonderful job.
Yeah, he played a great game, Evo. He's a real little crazy player, and he played real well.
Well, this is going all the way back to Western Australia. Got anything to say to the fans back there watching it from their last chair?
No, not really. Just that we're bringing it home for them. We'll show them tomorrow. Thanks
well
very
done,
much.
mate.
Yes, I'm sure they will. And these boys are going to be heading down the highway tonight back to the city of Geelong. And they must look to 1993. Bernie Quinlan's a busy boy on the ground.
Yes, I've got Guy McKenna now. Guy, fantastic. You gave me a bit of a victory sign when I was walking around the boundary line there. You're very confident about the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes to go and about 5 up, so I thought, if as long as the boys keep pushing hard, we knew we had it in the bag, so it was just a good feeling.
When did you feel like the game was switching? Halfway through the second quarter or the third quarter when you really dominated?
Yeah, I thought the third quarter when I thought, with Geelong's, 3 games in a row, we thought it was going to tell them, and I suppose it did in the end, and with our week off, we sort of were fresh in the last half.
What about your fitness? You went into it under a little bit of an injury cloud. You came through it okay?
Yeah, it came through all right. I mean, the physiotherapy obviously worked, so I was pleased to take my spot today. Can't ask for anything better.
It's been a very short time in the competition, but it's truly a national competition now, only since 1987. The success has come very quickly.
Yeah, it has. I mean, in the Australian Football League, that's what it is now. I know my old side was North Melbourne in the VFL, but when the AFL logos put on the jumper, I didn't know I'm an Eagles supporter and obviously a player. And, I suppose today's a true test of the national competition. Yeah,
well, congratulations, Guy. You've had a magnificent season. You've been one of the Eagles' mainstays of the bench. Well done.
Thanks, Bernie.
Back to Timmy Watson.
Well, Brett, that was a fantastic comeback for you after the first quarter. The pace was pretty hot in that first quarter.
Yeah, Geelong played pretty well in the first quarter, and the pace was pretty hot, but it was just good to come back and get a few kicks in the last 3.
Well, you went on to Couch and you did a great job on him and also got a lot of kicks yourself.
Well, he's a fantastic player and he's one that's got to be watched, and it was just a job that I was asked to do, and it was just good to be able to do it.
Well, congratulations and enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Tim.
Yes, I'm sure he will enjoy himself if we get out for the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys.
We witnessed another fantastic game final.
Did you see?
Congratulations to both clubs, particularly to the defeated club. the Geelong Football Club. Congratulations on a great game. To the victors, the West Coast Eagles, I'm sure we'd all like to congratulate them on a marvellous performance. The Norm Smith medal today has been won by West Coast Eagles player Peter Matera. It will be presented by Carlton great champion Bruce Doyle. The medallions and the Premiership Cup are to be presented to the Premier team by Footscray.
In 3 for Port Adelaide.
David Hart, Matt Clapper also there.
Barnes flicking it in towards half forward, but Lamb is there to tidy up. Off to his skipper, John Worsfold. The chant of the Eagles in the background. Couch leads it. It's socket off the ground towards centre wing and Brett Heady. Away from Merriman. Ablett is there to apply pressure as well. Heady still going. Farms it wider to Kemp. Dean Kemp having his 20th kick, but only as far as Simpson. Simpson back to centre wing. Pike and Worsfold again combined. Into the middle. It's a game of possession now with only seconds remaining. Evans may have the last kick in this grand final. The Eagles are going to win their first play.
The boys were terrific, weren't they, after half-time?
Outstanding all year, you know, we had our ups and downs, but today, you know what it's like. It's what you played footy for, and we've done it.
Got a bit of a mouse there?
Yeah. Well, it means nothing,
Well done, Johnny.
Standing ovation for Michael Malthouse. He's lifted this side to the ultimate. For the losers, nothing.
He's done it before, hasn't he, Malcolm Blight?
89, he was gallant, and his team was gallant in defeat.
Yeah, terrific to see John Worsfold run all the way over to Mark Bairstow. They're very good friends coming from the same club in Perth, South Fremantle. Shake his hands, offer his condolences. Great sporting stuff.
Well, we talked about that progression from third to second to first. I mean, when Michael Malthouse took over the West Coast Eagles, they were down and in disarray. They came off a terrible season. He's picked them up. I think this is tribute to him in many ways. Their style of football today was just uncompromising. They were in trouble early. It was slipping away from them, but they found something that they've been able to find all season long. I talked about at half-time, the best come-from-behind side in the league. They came from behind today, and they've won the pennant.
It's also vindicated too, Dennis, the selection of someone like Heady. There may have been some doubt as he shone through, particularly in the second half. It's just outstanding.
A roar for the new champions. It'll be a hot old time in Perth. But Geelong by no means disgraced as we once again go down to the ground. Here's Bernie.
Okay, Peter, fantastic, wasn't it? A great performance.
Oh yeah, after half-time was just tremendous. The boys, we were looking down the barrel at half-time, and we fought on. We knew we had the legs and power, and we won.
We're just starting to turn around, coming up to half-time. It was only 2 goals down, but that third quarter was a fantastic performance.
Oh yeah, Yeah, third quarter, Peter Matera played well. Just all the boys played well. It was a team effort, mate.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised it came so quickly, only in the competition since '87.
Oh, yes and no. Yeah, we've fought hard the last 5-6 years, and yeah, we were disappointed last year, and I think this year we've kept it off.
We learned a lot from last year. Congratulations, terrific season. Over to Timmy Watson.
Dean Kemp, congratulations on your game. I thought you were terrific after half-time.
Thanks very much, Tim. Yep, it was very enjoyable.
Was the first half as tough as you thought a grand final was going to be?
Yeah, for sure. We knew they'd come out a lot tougher in the second semi-final, and they did, and the game really wasn't decided in that last quarter.
Also, I thought Tony Evans, for such a young player, did a wonderful job.
Yeah, he played a great game, Evo. He's a real little crazy player, and he played real well.
Well, this is going all the way back to Western Australia. Got anything to say to the fans back there watching it from their lounge chair?
No, not really. Just that we're bringing it home for them. We'll show them tomorrow. Thanks
well
very
done,
much.
mate.
Yes, I'm sure they will. And these boys are going to be heading down the highway tonight back to the city of Geelong. And they must look to 1993. Bernie Quinlan's a busy boy on the ground.
Yes, I've got Guy McKenna now. Guy, fantastic. You gave me a bit of a victory sign when I was walking around the boundary line there. You're very confident about the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes to go and about 5 up, so I thought, you know, if, as long as the boys keep pushing hard, we knew we had it in the bag, so it's just a good feeling.
When did you feel like the game was switching? Halfway through the second quarter or the third quarter when you really dominated?
Yeah, I thought the third quarter, when I thought, you know, with Geelong's, you know, 3 games in a row, we thought it was going to tell them, and I suppose it did in the end, and with our week off, we sort of were fresh in the last half.
What about your fitness? You went into it under a little bit of an injury cloud. You came through it okay?
Yeah, it came through all right. I mean, the physiotherapy obviously worked, so I was pleased to take my spot today. Can't ask for anything better.
It's been a very short time in the competition, but it's truly a national competition now, only since 1987. The success has come very quickly.
Yeah, it has. I mean, in the Australian Football League, that's what it is now. I know my old side was North Melbourne in the VFL, but when the AFL logos put on the jumper, I didn't know I'm an Eagles supporter and obviously a player. And, you know, I suppose today is a true test of the national competition.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Guy. You've had a magnificent season. You've been one of the Eagles' mainstays of the bench. Well done.
Thanks, Bernie.
Back to Timmy Watson.
Well, Brett, that was a fantastic comeback for you after the first quarter. The pace was pretty hot in that first quarter.
Yeah, Geelong played pretty well in the first quarter, and the pace was pretty hot, but it was just good to come back and get a few kicks in the last 3.
Well, you went on to Couch and you did a great job on him and also got a lot of kicks yourself.
Well, he's a fantastic player and he's one that's got to be watched, and it was just a job that I was asked to do, and it's just good to be able to do it.
Well, congratulations and enjoy yourself.
Thanks, Tim.
Yes, I'm sure he will enjoy himself if we get over the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys.
We witnessed another fantastic grand final.
Did you see?
Congratulations to both clubs, particularly to the defeated club, the Geelong Football Club. Congratulations on a great game. To the victors, the West Coast Eagles, I'm sure we'd all like to congratulate them on a marvellous performance. The Norm Smith medal today has been won by West Coast Eagles player Peter Matera. It will be presented by Carlton great champion Bruce Dool. The medallions and the Premiership Cup are to be presented to the Premier team by Footscray champion Charlie Sutton. Charlie.
The first player to receive his Premiership medallion from Charlie Sutton from the West Coast Eagles, we call forth number 1, Brett Heddy. Number 2, Dean Kemp. Number 3, Chris Mainwaring. Number 4, Peter Sumich. Number 5, Dwayne Lamb. Number 7, Craig Turley. Number 9, Peter Wilson. Number 10, Don Pike. Number 11, Ashley McIntosh. Number 14, Michael Brennan. Number 17, Guy McKenna. Number 18, Tony Evans. Number 19, the Ritz, Carl Langdon. He loves it. Number 23, Paul Harding. Paul Harding just said at last. Number 27, Glenn Jakovich. Number 28, Chris Lewis. Number 30, second visit up here, Peter Matera. Number 31, Mitchell White. Number 39, Chris Waterman. Number 24, the captain of the West Coast Eagles, the premiers of 1992, John Worsfold. And joining him up on the dais, the coach of the premiership team, Michael Malthouse. We now ask Charlie Sutton to present the Premiership Cup, and there it is. The West Coast Eagles, Premiers 1992. Righto, fellas, what about a lap of honour? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for a fine football team. And there are plenty of Eagle supporters out there. Away you go, guys. They can't open the champagne. Our Eagles have come home. We're Eagles, West Coast Eagles, and we're here to show you why. The West Coast Eagles, on the lap of honour, Premiers 1992. We're flying high.
Well, a great moment for the West Coast, a great moment for Western Australia as West Coast create history by taking the AFL Premiership Cup back to Western Australia. Well, they've deserved it all right. When you consider in the first 7 weeks of the season, they were really struggling. They'd lost to Fitzroy and to Sydney. They'd drawn against Brisbane. They'd beaten Richmond on this ground by 1 point. They'd been beaten by Geelong at Subiaco. And they've turned the season around with a magnificent second half. They were able to overcome Hawthorn in the elimination final. They smothered Geelong in the second semi. And they did the same thing in this grand final. A magnificent moment for the West Coast Eagles as they take the cup back to Western Australia. A break from the MCG, back with plenty more afterwards.
Still very young players are going to be around for a long, long time.
Yes, and they do have the right attitude. You see there, Kemp there, a very aggressive player today, and he really has improved his football over the years. And he had an opponent in Poole, had him taken off it. You know, usually he picks up Bairstow. But the interesting matchup, I thought that one on Brownless. You know, McIntosh deceptive. He's as quick, he's as fast, he can jump, he can do everything that Brownless can do. And, you know, Billy was pretty despondent, but gee, they were a good side today. And the other thing you've got to give these guys credit for is the fact that they came over on Thursday. Now, footballers, athletes are creatures of habit. And usually they come over on a Friday and they've got their regular routine, but they did the other thing, coming over on Thursday, upset their routine, yet they were still able to come out and win.
And there's no doubt they were deeply hurt by losing to Hawthorn last year out of Waverley. And I think when that's fresh in your mind, it's only 12 months ago, and they knew the bitter disappointment of sitting on that turf, Don, and that must eat at you. Now, a lot of the Geelong players, they've had it twice now at Geelong, so maybe it'll be their turn in the next couple of years.
Yes, 9 of the 20, Peter, were involved in that 1989 final for Geelong. Well, they're celebrating in Perth, and why not? Let's go to Steve's Hotel at Nedlands and Keith Geary.
Yes, Bruce, they certainly are celebrating here. From the moment that Wilson produced that Maradona magic in the start of the third quarter, things went absolutely ape in here, and they haven't settled down since. This lot got the turnaround that they wanted. They've been soaking wet for about the last half hour because they knew they had it. They finally brought the flag over here to the West Coast. As you can see, I can now show my true colours. In this moment, I think this town is going to party for about a week. And they be blue and gold. It's absolutely fantastic. The party will go on for a long time. They can't wait to see the team back. And I know that they'd like to be over there celebrating with the players.
Well, we've got the next best thing as we go into the Geelong room, and a different story from half-time. Barry Stoneham was riding that bike at half-time. He looked so despondent. He was part of that 1989 team that went down so magnificently to Hawthorn, but today they were outgunned in the end, without doubt, by West Coast. Ian Robertson's on the boundary line, and Ian, an important moment really for Australian football, the fact that the AFL Cup is going to Western Australia and to West Coast in particular.
Yes, Bruce, and I think it's fantastic for football. The powers that be organising the national competition, 5 or 6 years ago now, and I think it was inevitable that the strength of particularly the Western Australian competition were going to produce a side that could come over here and win the finals in circumstances that I'm sure Billy would acknowledge. We just spoke a minute ago about the fact that a game at Carrara, a game at Brisbane, now you come down here and you see the intensity lift every week of the finals. It's enormous, isn't it?
The level out there today was just enormous. When, as you say, you compare to Carrara, it's chalk and cheese, really. And I suppose you could say, well, the national competition really has arrived today. There's a sign in the ground that said, let the Premiership Cup run up over the Nullarbor Plains. Well, it's gone now, I suppose. And I suppose it's a big incentive for teams like Brisbane and Sydney to prove to them that they can, if they get their team together and get their act together, they can challenge Victoria. And I'm sorry, Victorian fans, but you no longer have a mortgage on this Premiership Cup. It's open slather now, so it's a big incentive for the rest of the teams interstate.
It's terrific, isn't it, Philly? I mean, Western Australia and South Australia, I'm sure Adelaide will be there before much longer.
I think it'll be a little while before the Brisbane Bears get there, but we'll hold a bit of hope out. But wouldn't it be magic to see Brisbane out here on grand final day? But yeah, certainly Adelaide will have a claim to it in a couple of years' time.
Good on you, Billy. Thanks a lot.
Ian Robertson with Bill McDonald, and that cup's going to be pretty hard to get back from the West Coast Eagles. More from the MCG after this.
And it was a St Kilda player, so the penalty kick will go to Barry Stanfield. Stanfield to the half-forward line. Coleman at the back, and chipping in across the front is Russell Morris. Morris went for the torpedo. But 9 times out of 10 in modern-day football, they don't get onto them. That was Fletcher getting it to Harvey. In towards Lowe, and Lowe takes his second mark of the game. Stuart Lowe. Now, let's hope he kicks a little bit better than his last shot. Lockett on the lead. And he goes back. Stewie Lowe. Kicks it goal, and I think he's finally kicked that one. He has for a goal.
When you've got really serious work to do, it might not be enough to just have a big V6 under the bonnet. That's why Mitsubishi proudly bring you the new Triton 3-litre V6 cab chassis with 4-wheel drive. The new Triton V6. Have a think about it. Or as the boys at Mitsubishi might say, please consider.
Heading for half-time at the Future Dome, and White is looking all right. Let's go to the action and take in Visor's scan as Red punts it to the field. They fly for it, and have a look at the fallout. Scout him out, mate. Oh, watch this. Red pulls a super switch, but they can't get it together in time to stop White in flight. He can't miss. Get your scorecard and match this week's score for your chance to win from the $1 million prize pool. Half-time Coca-Cola Future Ball. Red 78, White 79.
Philips believe an image should be as close to reality as possible. With a range of natural colour large screen televisions, that image can come to life. With FSQ Black Invatube and colour transient improvements, Philips large screen televisions now breathe life into everything you see.
Philips, take a closer look.
Ready to go?
Problems like this call for an original solution. Now this bloke's got common sense. You can tell by his strides and shirt. The original Australian King G drill, made for people who don't mess around. Good fit and down to earth. They don't try to look good, so they do. The original King G drill, made for people who don't mess around.
If you're looking for a hard-working Australian company, look for the one that's been taking care of big business and small business for over 75 years. And if you're looking for one that puts its money where its mouth is, look for the one that supports community safety and backs Australian sport, win, lose or draw. Look for Australia's MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
BP's research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 7th floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place, your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
The suspense is so real because it actually happened.
Insects can get inside.
His only daughter is kidnapped and buried alive.
This is for Daddy.
She has 83 hours of air.
I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. I need some help.
He has 83 hours to find her.
He is there. That is the spot.
Robert Urich and Peter Strauss in a movie that will grip you like no other.
I want my daughter back!
I love you, Daddy.
83 hours till dawn. The first time, Monday on 7.
11-6, 18-5, Liberatore, free kick to him, held by Burke.
Burke's done a pretty good job on Liberatore since going on to him, though. Liberatore hasn't had the same possessions in the second half that he did in the first.
Centre square, goes to half forward, Grant on a lead. Oh, good mark. I guess if you're giving 3-2-1s, he'd be right at the top, wouldn't he?
It's 11 marks, 18 kicks, 7 handballs and 5 goals from centre half forward. That's a match-winning display, isn't it?
It's a tremendous performance. Short inside to Wallace.
This bloke's been good too.
Yes, 13-5 for Wallace, now 14-5 to Hawkins. He's also had a lot of possessions, over 20, and 3 goals for Dougie. He's kicked 39 for the year, Hawkins. It's a terrific contribution for a 32-year-old. Delray was at the back, good Mark Grant at the front. Always difficult when you've got to sit underneath it for a bit and then get some spring, and he's one of the best in the competition at doing that. Back to centre half forward. Vidovic crashed his way through Harvey. It was a good tackle by Wallace. Very fair, and Harvey was forced to go to ground.
What really has impressed me about Footscray today has been their hardness. A couple of times this year I've criticised them when I felt that they've buckled under extreme pressure, but today they've really come of age. And this Footscray side may go a lot further than most of us predicted.
Well, let's hope they do, because they were nearly out of existence a couple of years ago. As we see Mick Dwyer to the halfway line, low again. Now he's too far out this time. He should get it down to Lockett quickly. Stewie Lowe should be moving it now. Lockett goes back to the square. Here he is, Lockett versus Campbell. Lockett bounces. I think it's a goal. Yes. So Lowe has kicked his second. And in the last few minutes, St Kilda making their score look respectable. 12-6. Plays 18-5.
See, I would have said that this is in the back against Lockett on that occasion. Maybe not looking at a replay, although Campbell didn't look all too happy about the treatment that he got before the ball arrived. But another goal to the Saints.
12-6, 18-5. Atkins in the centre square. It's the sort of thing we expected to happen, that the Saints would get some goals when the sting had gone out. And Atkins would be pretty happy with his day. 12 and 13. Vidovic missed by Dwyer. Bowie to Greg. Back to centre half forward. Missed by Fletcher. Not easy. Hawkins had to get rid of it in a hurry in the end. McAdam. Harvey to Fletcher. Lowe, who's playing very much as a twin full forward late in the game. Kick it. Oh, high tackle, free kick.
Even on that occasion, though, Kickett's first thought always is to try and break that first tackle.
Drop punt, another one. So the Saints keep coming home with them. That's Kickett's first, and St Kilda in this last term has kicked 7 goals. 18-5, 13-6. They're just about 3 goals away from making it very interesting.
They'd have to be 3 very quick goals. As I said about Kickett, his first thought is always to try and break that first tackle, and I think he'd be a much better player for his side if his first thought was to get rid of the ball and to do something creative right from the outset.
Well, St Kilda gave far too big a start behind the 8 ball at three-quarter time. There's Atkins clearing it wide. Morris using his body well. He's got backup support from Jason Daniels. Here's McAdam, who has tried very hard, particularly since half-time. Well, that was a poor kick, though. Atkins took his eyes off it. It's Coleman for Collinwood. He went without it also. Collinwood again gets it to Wallace, to the half-forward line. Morris. Clever hand pass to Greg. Greg's, who's made a big difference in the centre of the ground, goes for the long kick. Oh, a strong clash. Here's Craig Devonport from 50 metres, and Devonport knocks through a great goal. Devonport has kicked 3, and St Kilda still fighting on in this final term. 18-5 to 14-6.
Yes, that was another movement downfield. The players have almost stopped for the walk. The Footscray players certainly have. And Fletcher going back courageously with the fly of the ball. Devonport, ever the opportunist, picking that one up. And there's only 4 goals of difference now, with 2 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. Maybe we've sent St Kilda home far too early.
Doubtful, Tim, but they've raised some hopes, but just a little late. Frost towards half forward. Grant. Ralph Smith swings the handball to Morris. Chipped out beautifully by Frost. He's been excellent, hasn't he? Corcoran. Collinwood to run onto it. McPherson. Not a bad kick round the body. Shanahan's free kick against Grant. 2.5 minutes. 4 goals needed. Impossible. Greg. McAdam. Dwyer running. I think every St Kilda fan is just wondering why this didn't happen an hour ago. To half forward. Hawkins clever. Coleman. Dwyer back to Greg. Geez, had some touches. Atkins chipping in. Still Atkins. Devonport, who's kicked 3. Goes for it. And Stanfield comes across and takes the mark at fullback.
Barry Stanfield. Now he's got a loose man at half-back in Campbell. Campbell can kick it long. Another loose man. No one near him for 40 metres. Steve McPherson. Now he can touch it on the ground. We go again. Oh, we went a long way in towards half-forward. Good mark, Danny Del Rey. Too far out from goal. Now he can chip it over to Baxter here. Baxter racing back with a flight of the ball. Darren Baxter controls it. Tries a shuffled hand pass. And eventually Robert Harvey takes it over the line. Right against the behind post, but all too late for Kenny Sheldon, and his season will be over. And like a typical coach, nothing but a premiership is a successful year.
Peakin at the top off Frost. Well done for goal. Gary Ablett. Oh, he's a good player, this kid. He's done very well, Frost. And 19-5 to 14-6.
Yes, Frost, he really can play, and he's been a good player for Footscray since he came off the interchange bench. Footscray not using their interchange bench until the second half, in that third quarter when St Kilda started to gain some momentum, and he's been a wonderful player for them.
19-5, 14-6. Atkins, Stanfield. And, well, I may be speaking too early, but in a way it's fitting that Footscray gets the last goal of this match because they've been the dominant team without question. Yep. They've really won it when it counted early, and it's got a bit soft towards the end, and the Saints have taken advantage. They kicked 8 goals in this last quarter. They trailed 16-6 at one stage, and that was really an indication of the difference in the two teams. It's much more respectable now. Vidovic. Keller to centre half forward. Grant. And for the Saints, there's less than a minute of football left in this season. Well done, Big Coleman. The two Grants together. They were at the beginning of the match, but not for very long. Peakin to kick it. Burt clever to Morris. 10 seconds remaining. Awkward one. Fletcher couldn't. Oh, Hawkins, you're a little champion, Dougie. To Atkins. To Tui. To Frost. And that's it. Footscray is in to the preliminary final. And as they've done all season, they've defied the odds. No question about that. They came here as 13-8 outsiders, and they put it to St Kilda emphatically in the first half. Dougie can hardly raise a gallop, Peter McKenna, but they'll be all smiles. The Scott Wine comes out, and suddenly they become a serious threat next week.
Well, St Kilda's last quarter charge added some respectability to the scoreboard, but never any doubt about the better team on the day. Footscray not only advancing to the preliminary final, but doing it in a style that suggests their next opponent will need to treat the Bulldogs with plenty of respect. And tomorrow we'll find out who their opponents will be. The action here on 7 starts with Sports World at 8:30, and then live from the MCG, the match many people believe is a grand final dress rehearsal. Geelong against the West Coast, it should be a fabulous contest. But on a day when the battlers from the western suburbs edged closer to a premiership, that's all from 7 Sport.
This has been a 7 Sport production. Football 92, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, CUB, Westpac, Rocker Brothers and Foodland.
Sweat out the words. For quality printing that's portable too. Squat. For cut sheet printing.
Spears in the pass, and that's effective for Scott Waters, who's had a couple of stints on the bench today. Started there, in fact. Oh, Pike. Oh, that was a little bit too high. Dean took the mark, courageous mark. Seemed to say that every time he takes a grab. Ball finally sits up for Fraser Brown. Bradley and Kemp. Kemp's the winner. On his own, Lewis. in front of Koutafidis. Too far up to score, Chris Lewis. 55 to 60 metres, knows that, goes in short. The Eagles running beautifully into position. Kemp marks in front of Brown. He's moved down well.
And Craig Bradley, the offender on that occasion. Kemp's played on Bradley all day, has taken Craig Bradley out of the game. And Craig Bradley was back behind play about 30 metres and his man drifted down.
So right on 50, Kemp goes for goal. He won't get it with that kick. Drift across, might be a behind. Yes, it is. So one behind, kicked by Dean Kemp, his first score of the day, 16-9 to 10-13. So 32 points, effectively, you would say 6 goals for Carlton, and 15.5 minutes in which to get them, providing the Eagles don't score one. Hannah, strong mark. He was the player who was very busy in the first quarter. He's had a magnificent year. Jakovic in front. Pike gives him backup support on the ground. McIntosh kicks into the man on the mark. Kernahan gets clear of Worsfold. Mitchell White drops back. Dorotic has got him. The ball spills free. Did it hit the behind post? I think it did. That means it's out of bounds. And so a throw in Carlton's right forward pocket.
That was a magnificent smother then by Luke O'Sullivan. The ball was well on its way towards the West Coast Eagles forward line. And in the end, the Blues almost having a chance to have a shot at goal.
Well, they've got to manufacture a goal here. Dorotic over the top to Ulio. Almost. Gleeson tries to go up the ground, precariously close for the Eagles. It's forced through. 10-14 to 16-9. White. Short pass. Lamb. Meters in the clear. Goes to the wing. Waters and Athorn. Close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Clock continues to run. 16-9, 10-14. Carlton storming back in that third term. But now maybe the Eagles have their measure. Kernahan slaps it out wide. They scramble it forward. Bradley hacking it out of mid-air. O'Sullivan couldn't control it. Bradley overran it. Waters didn't have it. Down goes Ratton. He's dragged off it. Not pretty. And a whistle.
No, not pretty, but suiting the Eagles at the moment. If they can tie it up, they've got the match. Kernahan, Bradley, Albert and Matera. Still isn't pretty. Lamb, Kemp, Jakovic, Kemp again, past Bradley, lovely sidestep, very balletic. Waterman. A high kick. Christo at the back with the spoil. Dean. Dean from right centre wing. Target Silvani. McIntosh with a fist. Gets it out of bounds in front of Fraser Brown. A throw in 40 metres from Carlton's goal. The Blues still to goal in the final quarter. In fact, I'll take that back. They have scored one. Started the last quarter at 9-13. They're now 10-14, so they've scored 1-1. Jakovic. Would have liked to have scored more than that. Mainwaring. A quick kick from a standing start. There's a whistle. Might be a free kick to Matera. He was being held. And Peter Matera, a thorn in Carlton's side all day, especially with his pace. Kemp, who's come into the play, been very busy in the last quarter. Bradley stands the mark. The Eagles just trying to slow it down a little bit. Hannah from behind. Waters. That was pretty close to a throw. The umpire says OK. Matera. Oh, he's got a fortnight to get rid of it finally to Worsfold. Beautiful pinpoint display there. Turley, right on 50, goes long. That's a goal!
Wow! Just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me.
This week at Just Jeans, we got something for the old man. Polo shirts for $27.95. There's jeans with trim. Just $54.95. Chambray shirts for $44.95. And Sandwash drill for under $50.
Wow!
So the margin back to 37 points now. It was 44 at half-time. So the Eagles reasserting themselves. Kemp to Pike. keeps it in front but couldn't control it. O'Sullivan does well in a tight situation. Bounces off one defender and goes very long down towards the kickoff line. In fact, deeper than that. Kernahan was back there wrestling with Djakovic. Lending assistance is White for the Eagles, and goes out of bounds in the pocket.
That was a perfect example of numbers at the ball. Mitchell White leaving John Dorotich to help out his teammate then Djakovic, and John Dorotich still being caught back towards centre half forward.
17-9, 10-14. Kernahan wins it forward. McIntosh goes to the ground. And a whistle. And the Eagles quite content to play it this way now. Dorotich over the top. Pike stood his ground well. Wayne Waring, who's been terrific. Started the season slowly, but my word, the last two-thirds quite outstanding. High one towards the wing. Hannah works his way in front. Could have almost got a free. Reece Jones pushes it across the boundary line, and it will be tossed in. Bright and sunny now. Strange day. So many variations, so many contrasts. They played in rain and now the sunshine. Madden gets it down. Gleeson absolutely surrounded.
And he's found it very hard to get any space at all today, Adrian Gleeson. He's been well held by Evans. I've not seen Evans play this role before, but that might be a real find for the Eagles.
10.5 minutes to go. Madden, clean possession. Close to the boundary line. Brown turned around and wished he hadn't.
Felt that one from here, Dennis. Boundary thrown on centre wing. Time appears to have run out for Carlton. Lamb. Not a Turley. Still plenty of run in the Eagles' legs as they work it forward again. Turley's kick just a little bit too long. Finds Koutoufides, and Haythorne will do the tidying up. Silvani and McIntosh. And Silvani looking for assistance. Not too much there. Haythorne has moved down the ground. That's a real hospital job, that one, and had to be a forward to try to mark it. I think, yeah, Tommy Alvin gave him a nice old glare. So boundary throw it on the outer side as Dorotich has come off the ground. Kernahan round arms it, or in fact tries to. Gleeson to Bradley to Brown. Brown from right centre wing. Welsh, haven't seen much of him today. Kicked by Pike, was it? Or was it Evans? Pike. Kemp. Oh. Well, they're just doing it easily, the Eagles at the moment. Waters. Back to Djakovic. Sort of like keepings off. That's the way they're doing it. Just to deny Carlton the ball. Oh, courageous grab by David Reece Jones. Gets it back to Hannah. Hannah now from half-back. Around Turley. And away he goes. He's pretty quick, Hannah. Not many will catch him. And Hannah's kicked straight down the ground. The only way for Carlton to go. Bradley. After Alvin missed the mark, that will bounce through. Well, yes, for a goal.
It's a great day to be out on the road, but it could easily become the worst day of your life. You can't change the situation, but how would you like a second chance to choose your tyres?
Can tyres make a difference?
Goodyear can. If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
(17-9), 11-14. Christo towards half forward. Silvani back to Christo. Twins. Christo. High kick. DeLulio was doing the wrong thing, getting up on the shoulders of Pike.
And he also had his hand planted firmly in his back.
So Don Pike, steady in defence today, finds Waterman. He's at right half back. 17-9, 11-14. So the Eagles really setting it up in the opening term. This is Turley. Waters on the half volley to Evans. He's on the wing and he goes towards half forward. Worsfold, good strong mark. That hurt as he hit.
Very accomplished player, Tony Evans, isn't he? I haven't seen a lot of him, Dennis.
Yes, very talented, Tim. There goes Worsfold, heading in space. And he's developing Evans because he didn't do a lot on the ball when he first came into this team. He spent time in the forward pocket, then in the back pocket, and suddenly he's starting to emerge.
It's a good time with the West Coast Eagles about to go to the finals to have young players like Evans bobbing up and assuming a more responsible role on the field.
And established stars like this young man running back into form. He's kicked 2 this afternoon, Brett Hetty.
2-2.
The game is over. And Hetty will kick from 35 metres out. Just over 6.5 minutes remain. Hetty doesn't follow through that time and misses to the near side of behind. So it's 17-10 to 11-14.
32 points the difference. Guy McKenna about to re-emerge from the bunker. David Rees-Jones will kick in. Well, Lewis tries for mark of the year, doesn't get it over the top of Sexton, and the ball out of bounds in front of Brett Ratton. So just going through the motions now, really, unless miracles happen. Well, you believe in the tooth fairy. Carlton aren't going to get up. Scott Waters will take the free kick, taken high. He doesn't stand very tall, so easy to take him high. Sumic, he had a magnificent first half in which he kicked 6 goals. It was really a match-winning performance for the Eagles. Here's Evans, snapshot. That's out of bounds on the full, I think. Yes, it is. So Guy McKenna comes back on, much to the pleasure of the crowd, and going off as Dwayne Lamb.
He's a real favourite here, Dwayne Lamb.
His home ground.
David Rees-Jones will take the free kick. Kick number 9 for him. Albert in front, loses out to Matera. The ball socked away by, or from both of them. Gleeson was Mainwaring. Christo applies a tackle. Kernahan lends him assistance. Ball comes out the side of the pack. Bradley. Good tackle, Matera. Back to Christo. Again, the ball spills free. Mainwaring hits the deck. Taken down by Bradley. Away goes Aythorne. Aythorne from right centre wing. Kickers to half forward. 1-on-1 duel down there. McIntosh. He's got speed. Bandages don't seem to restrict him in that regard. He's taken it right across the ground from one side to the other. And it'll be a throw in 55 metres from Carlton's goal. 5 minutes before the siren.
2 former West Australians looking on. That's why they're glum. 112 to 80. Kernahan over the top. Nicely done. Gleeson close to the boundary line. Can't keep it in. The official attendance today, we said it was a good crowd. Well, it's in excess of 40,000. This ground doesn't take too many more. 40,185, the official number. This last game of the season. There's Pike behind the pack. Hooks it back across his body, but straight to Kernahan. Bradley is on, but I think both are too tired to get on with it.
And wouldn't you be dirty if you were Jakovic? You've kept your forward at bay for the whole game. Been very tight, close checking player on Kernahan. And then one of your own teammates hits him on the chest with a pass. Gives him the opportunity to kick a goal.
Yeah, back Kernahan from here. No, he misses to the near side. 11-15 plays 17-10. Well, what does it all mean? The West Coast Eagles are going to win this. So the final 6 will be Geelong, Footscray, Collingwood, the Eagles, Hawthorn and St Kilda. As White goes in short to Harding. So next week Collingwood will play St Kilda. The Eagles will play Hawthorn. That's here in Perth. Geelong will play Footscray. This is Waters on the outer side. Interesting, the Eagles or Hawthorn could get to the second semi-final if they win and St Kilda win next week. So the pencils start to come out and the thinking caps go on as Waters goes in short, intended for Waterman. Ratton gives the cross to support. This is Brown towards half forward. Kernahan again on his chest. So Carlton will miss out on percentage. Kernahan, long. It's a goal. Great kick.
He's defeated Mothra. He's defeated Angus and Mecha Godzilla. But he's never faced an adversary like this. Godzilla versus Charles Barkley. It's the battle of the century. Get ready to see a real monster jam.
So Steve Kernahan's kicked 2 goals, the difference back to 25 points, which is what it was at three-quarter time. Langdon tries to break clear. On to Brett Heady, and running into a bit of form, a good sign for the Eagles. Prince Charles lookalike. Sexton steals it. Just up from the back pocket. O'Sullivan. Kernahan again. Tries to out-muscle Jakovic. Couldn't do so. Bad hand pass. Heady onto Kemp. Little chip shot finds Peter Matera on his own. Seems to get on his own a remarkable lot. Long kick by him. Towering punt. And it sails through for 1 behind.
And if I was one of his teammates, I'd be pretty disappointed with that kick. There's a couple of options there, shorter.
Yes. He's kicked 1 goal, Peter Matera. Those dark clouds loom again. Certainly they're pretty dark from Carlton's point of view. If you look at the scoreboard, Harding finally picks it up after Turley couldn't. Turley might have made a better fist of that kick, but anyway, we'll never know. Christo, oh gee. They're all looking for free kicks.
Dean was taken a bit high, wasn't he?
Could have been 1 or 2 there.
In fact, I think that both teams are pretty tired. This game's been played at a pretty ferocious pace. It's a big ground. It's been a fairly physical clash too.
The ground's pretty soft too, so I think you're quite right. Tim Waters tries to go through. There wasn't a gap there. Lewis, open hand pass, or they could raffle it. Mainwaring will go over the top. Here's Sumich, number 8. 6 before half-time, 1 in the third quarter and 1 in the last. So far anyway, 18-11 to 12-15.
The goal was created then by Chris Lewis, a very intelligent handball. Chris Lewis came back into the side today, started the game very well early, but he's been a disappointing player for most of this game. It was a good intelligent handball over the top to create that for the boys to run onto it, and then Mainwaring to just flip it over the top for a very easy goal for Sumich.
32 points the difference then. Well, Carlton had a very bleak season last year, so they have turned things around. So close and yet so far for them as Waterman comes through. Turley, who certainly played well in the second half. Waters made a late decision. The old droppy's back in fashion. Here's Evans, forward of half forward. Heady with great courage despite the scoreboard. And Mainwaring, his first miscue of the day, out of bounds on the full from Gleeson. It's been that sort of day in some respects for Carlton. They haven't had a lot of luck. The Eagles kicked a couple of freak goals. Mainwaring goes in short. Langdon's got it. And the Blues' first goal was a long time coming, and they were denied by what seemed a controversial umpiring decision, a goal umpiring decision. Still, we were a long way from it. Carl Langdon from right on the 50 bends it back, but not enough. Big pack in the air down there, waiting behind Sumich. Touched off the boot. Great desperation with only 10 seconds remaining by guess who? Peter Dean, throwing himself on the boot. What a stalwart he's been. 3 seconds to go. It's over for Carlton. The West Coast Eagles will go on as Mainwaring, and fitting he should finish with the footy. He's played very well today. Siren sounds. Percentage will mean nothing because they've got a draw up their sleeve, the Eagles, which separates the entire final situation as far as they're concerned. Mainwaring kicks it after the siren then. The West Coast Eagles run out convincing winners by 33 points, 18-12 to 12-15. So the final 6 is set, and terrific stuff. It went to the very last game of the season. This Sunday match at Subiaco Oval sees it now etched in stone. Geelong, Footscray, Collingwood, the Eagles, Hawthorn and St Kilda. So Carlton, who came here hoping to make the finals, bow out, but they certainly didn't go out without a yelp this afternoon, particularly after half-time. That third quarter belonged to them and said something about how they've improved as a football team this season. But at the end, it was the West Coast Eagles who certainly have battled adversity themselves this year with a lot of injuries, as we go down to John Rogers talking with Peter Matera.
Yes, Dennis, Peter, tough game, very tough game. We look from the side. Yeah, very tough. Carlton come out and hit us with everything. We just had to keep on fighting, which we did. Now we've got a home advantage next week, so I hope we just go well.
What about that third quarter? How did you feel with that?
It was pretty bad because we relaxed a lot, and we thought that we had it 1.5 time, so and they come back really fast, so we had to hold our own, and which we did, so it's good.
Mate, I won't hold you up. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck in the final.
Thanks, mate.
Peter Matera talking to John Rogers, and the Eagles next week, as he mentioned, at home. Their opponents will be Hawthorn. Hawthorn beating them here last year. Maybe it'll be a different story in season 1992. Well, we've got 1 week away to find out what's going to happen then. But repeating the final scores, 120 to 87, and it was the Eagles by 33 points.
Phillips believe an image should be as close to reality as possible. With a range of natural colour large screen televisions, that image can come to life. With FSQ Black Invatube and colour transient improvements, Philips large screen televisions now breathe life into everything you see.
Phillips, take a closer look.
Every time you turn off your car engine, minute deposits of petroleum gum can accumulate on your fuel injectors. Over time, this reduces your car's power and economy. This may sound complicated to fix, but really, it isn't. Just add Win Spitfire to your petrol next time you fill up. Win Spitfire cleans out the deposits from your fuel system and restores your car's power and economy. Win Spitfire. It works. I wouldn't recommend it if it didn't.
A 33-point win to the West Coast Eagles. Peter Simic was the star up forward, 6 goals before half-time, and he finished with 8 goals, 2. Brett Heady got 2, and well, the rest were Ashley McIntosh also got 2 goals. But Carlton, they were pretty well shared. Steve Silvani got 2, Steve Kernahan 2, and Craig Bradley kicked 2 goals. But that first quarter, Tim, it really proved very costly for Carlton. They trailed by an excessive, well, just on 7 goals, and they never really got back into it, did they?
No, they didn't. They tried very hard, and they wouldn't have lost any friends in the way they went about their effort in the second half, Carlton. But that first quarter set the West Coast Eagles up, and it's very hard to claw a side back once you have that advantage.
Silvani, well, he was tried at both ends of the ground. Craig Bradley finished up with 2 goals, 1. He kicked. Good duel by Harding and Madden, wasn't it?
It was a good duel by Harding and Madden. Harding did a little bit around the ground, but Justin Madden, a distinct height advantage. He was able to get first hand to the ball, but the West Coast Eagles scrummers and midfielders were able to take the ball away on most occasions. And in that critical last quarter when Carlton needed to get the ball out of the centre, it was the West Coast Eagles that got the ball and had it heading towards their forward line.
It's Craig Turley, long goal by him, and just cleared the pack. So if we check the stats for the game, the West Coast Eagles, well, 50 more kicks.
Yes, well, they're on top in most departments there with the stats. The handballs 92 to 81. They're a lot more constructive with their use of the ball than Carlton, and Carlton often forced to go wide when going into their forward line. The other interesting statistic there, the centre breaks 22 to the West Coast Eagles and 12 to Carlton, and that is very critical in football today, to get that first use of the ball and have it heading towards your forward line.
So the Blues season finishes on a rather low note at Subiaco Oval, and the West Coast will advance to the finals yet again, and their opponents next week will be Hawthorn here at Subiaco for the 2nd year in succession. Well, maybe it's going to be a good omen for Hawthorn, because they played here, they beat the Eagles last year, and they went on to win the flag. But of course the Eagles are a much more seasoned campaigning team now, and well, who knows, the result could be reversed. Hawthorn will play the Eagles. Geelong, of course, will play Footscray, and it will be Collingwood to play St Kilda next week in the first week of the finals.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1992 Premiership Season League ladder.
So here's how it finished officially. Geelong on top from Footscray, and Collingwood on percentage. The West Coast 2 points away by virtue of the draw, and then Hawthorn moving up to head St Kilda, and Carlton outside the top 6 on percentage. Hawthorn's percentage 122.9, St Kilda 120.2, and Carlton 112.3. Well down on percentage. And so the Blues losing the last 2 games of the season. They lost by 16 points to Collingwood last week and losing by a considerable margin here today. So the qualifying final next week, the 2 top teams, Geelong and Footscray, the winner to the second semi-final and the loser goes to the first semi-final. But the other 2 games, as I mentioned, will be the Eagles and Hawthorn here at Subiaco, and Collingwood will also play St Kilda. Collingwood and St Kilda, that's the elimination final, and the West Coast Hawthorn clash, the winner goes to the first or second semi and the loser is eliminated. So there it is. It probably sounds a little bit confusing on paper, but it's now more cut and dried than it was before today, with the Blues being eliminated. The Battle of the West, well and truly won by the West Coast Eagles after that brilliant first quarter in which they kicked 7 goals to Carlton's 0. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast today from Subiaco. The finals begin next week.
This has been a 7 Sport production. Football 92, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP Australia, CUB, Westpac, Rocker Brothers, and Foodland.
Tonight in Full House, will Joey ever be a star? Someone gets bossy in Step by Step. Then look out for Men at Work.
7 great nights.
Thanks for joining us again. I'm sure you'll enjoy the show we've selected today.
We're off to Queensland for a meandering journey from Mount Isa to the coast.
Have you ever heard of storolites? They're a hard brown crystal